Welcome, Sketchbook Heroes and Sketchbook Warriors. We have quite a challenge today. We have challenges. We have some questions, though. We're going to go over the questions today. Yes, we are working on our website. So where to start? That's a great question. These are questions that were submitted, and I actually put them in order, and actually just all the questions kind of went with this. So you want to start and probably go to sketchbookhero.com. Sketchbookhero.com. That's our website, sketchbookhero.com. Hero.com, and that's our website. That's where everything's going to be at. That's going to be our hub. So if you go there, I'll share it right now. But you want to go in this order. You want to do line drawing. Definitely, we'll be doing some line drawing tonight. And you go to studying line, and then you go studying shapes, and then studying form, and then you go into shading and lighting. That's actually like icing on the cake, like I was talking about. But from shapes, you go to form, which creates depth and dimensions. I'll try to get some of that tonight. The second hour, or even before that. And then editing characters, kind of went over that. Editing characters, I would usually do like a quick thumbnail. Oops, I'm upside down. A quick thumbnail. A quick thumbnail like this, and start just thinking about what our character is going to like, and then you would start building. And it's always going from big to small. Even in when we're designing stuff, you want to start big to small. Start with big ideas, and then slowly kind of like breaking it down. And that's what we do. All this is broken down from like, how do you see? When we broke it down, how do you see, to the different elements, and basically going that way. And then we go to editing characters, faces, and features, and drawing from memory. Drawing from memory comes with time, but actually, I don't know if somebody wants to put something in the chat. I'll draw something from memory right here, and I can show you how I use form to do that. Somebody said drawing hands, and basically hands, well, if you put something in the chat, I'll draw it, but hands real quick. We'll probably draw some hands. There's some hands in the drawings tonight, but you draw a hand is just two parts. You have the palm, and then you have the fingers, and the fingers are about as big as the palm, right? And they kind of come out from here. It's actually sometimes it's from the center, sometimes it's from down here. It depends on the hand, but they kind of radiate. The fingers radiate. All right. I love you. All right. So the fingers radiate. And then you have the thumb that kind of comes out from there as well. And then all you need to do is just, and I think it's just experience, almost outline that, and you have your hand. And this is just one hand as far as one position. There you go. And then changing the positions, it does take some observing and drawing, and depending on what the hand is doing, and how the hand is actually into thirds, broken into thirds. You have the base, then you have that part, and then up here. Each part, each segment is a little bit smaller than the last as you go up in drawing hands. All right. Let's get started. I'm going to share my screen, and then we'll jump into our website. Here's our timer that we had. Let's jump into our website. Our website, sketchbookhero.com, not Sketchbook Warrior. Sketchbook Warrior will get you here. Sketchbook Hero. There it is, .com. It might take us, let's see where it takes. There we go. This is it. This is what we have right now. We have some videos here. You can see our YouTube channel. If you go to our YouTube channel, that's where all our videos are. You can sign up for the community, the Facebook group, and then drawing course soon to come, probably May 4th this year, 2024. But here you can see some of the stuff that I'm working on for that. And I'm going to be taking off some of our Thursdays, maybe even changing to Wednesdays, so I can just strictly work on getting videos up, because that has been a little bit of a challenge. So here we go. Let's, what are we going to draw tonight? Great question. Let's just jump right in. That's our website. And here we go. We're going to draw by drawings that were submitted are right here. We've got 13 drawings that were submitted. Let's take a look at them all. Bang, here they are. They're right here. We've got, oh, you can't see that one. But we'll start off simple. We'll start off with some spiders. We got a pumpkin. We've got this witch over here, a raven, a lot of Halloween theme stuff. And then we've got some figures down here. We really can't see some of the hands. Some of the hands are hidden. But let's just go ahead and get started with this. All right, so we're going to start off with some spiders, simple spiders, just to get us warmed up. Draw at your own pace. You don't have to draw at my pace. we're going to just draw our spiders. Spiders, this comes from Inktober. You can see the second page actually here has all kinds of a list of prompts from number 1, dreams. This is spiders. That's 2. Today is actually plump, whatever that means. But plump, we are doing a pumpkin. We'll kind of make it plump and kind of maybe change it. And that actually probably even goes into editing characters and changing the shape of the characters. Depends on what you want. You have to almost have to play with the ideas until you kind of like visualize what character you want. All right, and then that's Inktober. Let's start off with some of these spiders. All right, I'll draw a few. I'll draw them kind of quick, just for a warm up. Thank you for joining us tonight. So we'll just start off with spiders. I'll copy and paste this. You can draw at your own pace. This will be a good warm up, and then we'll jump into the pumpkin. We'll draw the pumpkin. So let's do this. If you have questions or anything, put it in the chat. There's the capture that, and then paste it in the chat. As far as breaking these down, I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead and just draw them. Let's go ahead and just draw. All right, here we go. So starting off with that first spider, I can see kind of where it's at. See, I'm using a ballpoint pen here. You can use anything. I'll use this ballpoint pen. I can see that spider. There's one spider here. If I want to draw all 4 of them, I can see kind of this. And this is really important. Trying to just draw the size, the position, the placement of the big shapes. Don't let all the detail kind of confuse you, fool you. I can kind of see how they kind of all relate to each other. And they're in that space, just right there, like that. How big one is, where each one is at. And this is just experience. If you can get it, great. I think mine might be off a little bit, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I like where it's at. But this is how you block stuff in. And this is good too, if you want to, once you get into composition too, you can like, okay, this is well composed. This is where it's at. And then you start working, because I know when I first started drawing, I started with all the detail first, and then things would be out of proportion. Things wouldn't be where I want it to be. So this is what you do. You want to see the big shapes first, and then start putting things in. Like even the lettering, I can see ink would be right there. T-O-B, Tob, and then B-E-R, E-R, probably around in there. And then I can start breaking it into smaller parts, the R, the E, the B, the O, and then just slowly start whittling away at that. If I wanted to do the whole Inktober, the I is going to be in here. And I'm doing it in ink. I'm doing a ballpoint pen. I think they use, well, you can use all kinds of inks. Inktober. There we go. All right. And then all the spider web and whoever did that. All right, let's zoom in. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to do each spider one at a time. I'm going to do it pretty quickly. I can see that the body here on this is really symmetrical. And this one, there's a spider web that goes all the way up down the middle, almost even creating a line of symmetry. But right a little bit above this center, because I can see my circle here, right above the middle, I can see the body. It's a really small body. I used to like making just these spiders for the kids. Say, oh, look, you can draw a spider. All you need is 2 circles. Get 1 circle and then another circle. And then, well, just like we're doing today, actually. And then just I would do spiders like this. And it looks like an ant, but they're all insects, right? Or actually, arachnid has 8 legs. Yeah, there you go. Just throwing, making that spider. Easy spiders for kids to draw. But these are actually have a little more angles to it. So let's see this. There's these angles here that have the V. You have 2 kind of curling up. And then watch the angles. They go out and out. Oh, this one was actually steeper. Oh, it's okay. This was a little bit more of an angle. I missed it. It's okay. Just let it go. Don't know. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about process. All right. There we go. Back legs. Notice the thick and thinness of the line. Some of these lines are thicker, like the ones that are closer here. And some of them are thinner. If you want to shoot for accuracy, the head is really small. There's like you can actually probably not even see it. It's there. Let's do the lines that are coming down. The 2 legs, small legs that are coming down. Then just come down like this. Then 2 angles this way. They kind of swoop out, and then they come down. And I'm drawing kind of quickly. And then we've got 2 more legs in between here. Yeah, that makes it 4. Try to get them to fit. 1 there. Oh, this one's pretty thick. Notice the angles goes up, then down, and down. And drawing that light circle in pen kind of helps me get the position, the placement really quickly. And I know it's going to fit in here. A little bit of overlapping on that leg. It comes in right there. Oops. There. Another angle there. And then it swoops in another angle. It's like 3 angles. Oh, no, 4. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Let's do these last 2 legs. 1 swooping up. Oops. Then down. And then down. Like that. Here we go. And if I had a pen, yeah, well, a marker. This an ink pen has a really thin line, but I can thicken it up. See, I can make it thicker, but it just takes a little longer. Get those thick lines, these thicker legs. Down there, there's our first spider. Pretty quickly. Let's see. Ooh, this one's got a bigger body, bigger abdomen, I think. Right in here. Let me see. Ooh, I like the way it. Ooh, I like the way it actually even grabs the silk webbing behind it. So this one's a little bit bigger and wider. Right in there. Right in there. So we've got that one that's a little bit wider. You can actually see some cross hatching on it, lines that just shaded across like that. Then you've got the head. This head is a little bit bigger as well. And then let's do the legs. One's a little bit lower, one's a little bit higher. This one is lower, and it's almost like the letter C. If you can see it, it's going here, here, and then back at that abdomen. Notice this one. This one's almost vertical. This line right here is almost vertical. And then this line is coming up like that. And then this line's like that. There's that one. And that's kind of like grabbing the leg. I've seen spiders kind of do this. And then this one up here is kind of like it's pulling its thread out. I like the way it's up here, a little bit thinner, coming down. And then it goes in. The angles are different. The angles are different. I really like that asymmetry. It's not totally symmetrical like this last one. This one, the leg is up. This one's down, telling a story. And then all these other ones just kind of go down. Got, let's see, this one right next to it. And out. And then down. There's one. Let's go to the next one. This one, I'm doing a little bit different now. I'm just, and I'm kind of visualizing. So this is getting all these lines in here to get it to fit. You might have a little bit of trouble, and that's okay. I can actually break this down a little bit more. I can actually draw lightly too. So draw the legs lightly in there first, and then go dark. That's another way of doing it too. See, it's back leg. I think I moved it a little more forward than it is. That's okay. Let's do 2 more. There's a little bit of curves and there's a slight curve in the legs. Slight curves. So this is not like a beginner drawing, but it's different. It's simple, but there's just these little adjustments with the curves of the legs and the feet and the position of these spiders. It's a little hard to kind of explain for a beginner. You just almost have to draw it, and that just kind of comes from experience to get it accurate, but you can get it some decent spiders just by trying. Getting these spiders to kind of like, each one's a little different. Let's see, we got one more leg here on this side, I think. Yeah, right in here. Get it to fit, squeeze it in. Help me. Oh, that was The Fly. That was a scary movie growing up. Vincent Price, the original, not the remake. There we go. There's our spider. This one's the biggest spider. We got 2 more spiders to go, halfway there. All right, I can see this body a little bit bigger right in there. I can see it. Actually, it's a little bit more on the left side. And there's a slight angle to this one. Just drawing. There's the abdomen, the torso, and this one's got fangs. This one's got like fangs. The fangs, let me see. We got 2 of the parts that are kind of like probably coming forward and then down. Kind of forward and down. And then they kind of curve back a little bit. The tips kind of curve back. They got the fangs, they kind of curve back. Just a little bit, you can see that. So they kind of come down and then curve back. That's the fangs. There's a lot of crossing over and craziness happening, which makes it a little bit harder to see. Let's in the embody, the body here. Let's shade it all in. Shade it all in. There we go. And I don't know if anybody, I know Enoch shared his work, but we don't record it. I don't know if you want me to record it. All right. These got little fangs in the back too. These are a little bit different, but this is, I guess, where the webbing also comes out. Just have the webbing come up. There's the body. This I can actually imagine as big shapes. You got these legs. I can see this as a shape. If I put all the legs together, kind of imagine this like one big shape. And then seeing here as well, one big shape, and the angles of this shape as it all kind of fits in here, all this mess in there. And then this right here, and trying to almost have to abstract it and seeing it like that, like an abstract just shape. And then you can break it down, start breaking it down into parts. So you've got the upper leg. I can start giving it a thickness. You got this other leg right in here. I'm going light, and then I'll go dark. And that leg here, watch the angles. This one actually, these 3 legs right here, this one, 1, 2, 3, almost going in the same direction. Barely, almost parallel. These 3 parts of the leg. And then it goes in, and this goes in. Right in there. Each one of these spiders has its own personality, its own little character. But noticing the angles, noticing these angles and how it's all connected. And this leg here, then it comes down. These legs almost droop down or vertically. Probably swoop a little bit back. They're almost straight up and down. This is a front leg, a little bit of a tip to it. Yeah, it's Halloween. So if you celebrate Halloween, be safe. Always, I don't know, I've had some, well, not me, I've heard of some really bad experiences during Halloween. So one of the first ones was somebody broken legs. Yep, broken legs on Halloween night. Actually, it wasn't even night. It was just getting started. It was just getting started. It was right after school. Broken legs. He got hit by a car. That was many moons ago. That was probably like, oh, it was over 30 years ago, that experience. That wasn't me. I just knew the person that, oh yeah, was involved. All right, let's get these back legs. Notice the angles, that angle here, the height, the width, it all kind of fits in that circle, that original circle that I kind of drew, putting it in there. It really helps. It really helps just kind of blocking it in and then just seeing how everything else. Trying to see, almost see when I'm drawing them now, I'm almost seeing that each leg individually, how it comes out. This next leg comes up here and then comes down, and the continuity, trying to make it, you know, all together. This here comes down and then comes in at an angle. Itsy bitsy spider. Went up the water spout, down came the rain and washed the spider out. All right, here we go. Up came the sun, and we have 2 more legs on this side. We've got 2 legs already. We need 4 legs. One leg is, it looks like there's like a letter A. I'll do this leg that's coming down. I'm trying to isolate it so I don't get confused, and I can see it come down like right in here. And the other leg is coming up a little bit higher. So I'm gonna do the lower leg first here from this body part, then down. And there's this thickness of line too. The line is really more than just a line. There's a shape to it. There's a shape, there's thickness and thinness, curves, almost like a little knee, and then it comes thin again, and then it goes thick again. A little bit of a curve to it here, a little bit of a, I don't know, like they're like a knife shape. I don't know how else to describe it, because one side's flat and then the top side's a little curved, but it comes to a point. There's that spider there. All right, there we go. Almost done with this spider. One more, we'll be out of here. We're gonna get to the pumpkin. We'll get to the pumpkin. That's gonna be a little bit, a little more basic shapes. These have lines everywhere. This is a good challenge, though. It's a good challenge. I'm trying to draw these spiders. There we go. We got 3 spiders down. 1 more to go. The last one right in here. Now this one, I can see that the abdomen is way up high. The legs are up here. I can actually just sketch it out lightly. The one leg going in that direction, the head, and then all these other kind of like Spider-Man kind of coming down like this. I know it's in this area, right in there, and then up. There it is. Did you know how Spider-Man got his powers from a from a radioactive spider? Yeah, that's how he got his powers, from a radioactive spider. Yep, I got my powers through practice. Practice, practice, practice. All right, there's the tail. That was a comment in the chat. There we go. Let me shade all this in. That's the body, the head. Just shade it in. I'm just a really quick hatch, just hatch marks. All right, so I got my 3 legs this way, 3 legs this way, 2 legs up. These legs are kind of going up. So let me see. Got 1 leg right in here. And then it changes a little bit, but it's still kind of going up. And then here it totally goes up. Kind of, oh, yeah, it goes almost straight up. And again, from thick to thin. Notice the thickness of those lines and how they curve. There's a lot of little nuances, like these little curves, like here, see, it's going in that direction. There's a little bit of a curve, a little bit of a thick and thin, especially the last leg here, the last bit right here goes from thin, and then it goes onto the body thicker, like a knife, like a blade. There we go. There's the 2 top legs. And we got these legs over here, straight across. Almost there. Yeah, getting creative. That's the way to do it. I really like the way Josh added to his, he added the kraken to the boat we drew last week. Very creative, and that kraken really looks like it was, you know, behind a part of that drawing. Is really, really well placed, with the tentacles coming up and over. Then he added a mermaid to the boat. Very creative, very creative. Awesome. And that's where drawing from imagination comes. You draw what you know, and then you add to it. That's a good step to it, actually. You know, you copy something and then use your imagination to add to it. Use your imagination to add to what you just drew. Like, okay, what would a person look like on that boat, right? What would what else, you know? So that's really a good way to somebody asked, drawing from memory, you know. Those are little things, because it does take practice. There's 2 ways to draw: observational, which is what we're doing here, drawing from observing, and then drawing from memory. But if you don't have that practice, or even drawing from observing, it's going to be harder. So like after we finish these spiders, you want to try to draw a spider from memory, from what we just did. Don't just draw, you know, tomorrow maybe. See if you can remember how to draw some of these spiders at a different time. You can also use it as a cheat sheet. If you drew it once, say, oh, okay, I have these drawings. I'm going to try to draw it from memory, because they're all pretty much the same. Just getting the angles, the curves. And that's how you start. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to draw it from memory. What did it look like? What are the, obviously where I have the basic, start to it. You have the abdomen, the torso, but each one is different because of the proportions and the angles and the size, and scale. All right, almost there. Last two legs. Watch the angles. This one coming this way, and then this way. Change of angle. And then this one coming out. And almost straight up and down. Slight angle to the right. And then swooping out. Like these are like the main legs coming out. And there we are. Now I can put Inktober over it and get going with that, but I just kind of broke it down. We'd be here all night. But you can see what's important is, you know, just breaking it down. Breaking it down. There's our spiders. Spiders, itsy bitsy spiders. Rah, rah, rah. All right. Let's jump to our pumpkin. Now our pumpkin's made of two parts. There's actually kind of like two circles here. Every time you got to learn to see and break things apart. So here are this pumpkin is almost like two circles here. This one is definitely on the one on the left is more rounded. It is more rounded. So if we bring this over, you can see. Let's make it bigger. Right there. And even just by looking at it, I could tell this side is more rounded. This side has a little bit of a smash to it, a little bit of a straightness on this side. See if I put this onto that, there's a little bit of it's a little straighter. It's a little straighter. So if I flatten it just a little bit, you can see how that fits better right in there. But there's a little bit of a pull, but I can't do that here on this computer program. All right, so actually, let's put another circle here. So basically, there's two circles. Is that too big? We'll see. Let's break it down. Oh, that's good right there. You can see that, and then you can see the roundness of these the slices of the pumpkin almost. I guess what else would you call these segments, and then those curves. So we'll draw. This is pretty straightforward. Let me break this into parts so you can it helps. Okay, so if we break this in half, right, exactly. I think pretty much that's in half. You can see how where everything fits. One eye is a little bit higher than the other. If I put these lines in there, that kind of helps. The mouth also is kind of coming up at an angle. These bats look really interesting too. There's a little bit curves, but if you straighten them out, you can see those kind of shapes there. A little blurry, a little blurry. That's the main shape. There's curves to that underneath, but I'm just using a straight line. I can kind of, you see this big shape first, and then the small shapes kind of help. All right, I think we'll just get going on it. Notice also, actually, another good thing to notice is that each shape has an axis line. So this shape kind of is going off at that angle. See if I go here and here. Where's my sneeze button? Oh, that was good. Good catch. I like when I mute just in time. All right, so you can see this triangle here, and then it curves out here, and then it has a little bit of an oval at the tip at the top. But seeing this triangle shape kind of helps with the sizing. And then there's a shadow underneath. All right, let's do this one. And then we will go to the next one. What is the next drawing? Anybody remember? Oh yeah, I'll go through them again real quick. Let me see. Here we go. What do I want to do? Oh yeah, I want to get in the chat. Screenshot this real quick. I don't see the chat. Here we go. Yeah, really simple. Starting off simple, get a little more complex. The next one is more complex. There it is. It's in the chat. Let's clear my drawing here. You can see what we're going to do next after this pumpkin. We're going to have, let's see, we have on tap, ta-da, a witch. This one's a little bit more complex. And then we've got another, the raven. That one, that's pretty neat. And then we've got this bewitched. All right. This one really reminds me of I Dream of Jeannie too. So I actually brought that up when I was looking for it. I Dream of Jeannie. I Dream of Gina. Somebody out there knows. I Dream of Gina. So there it is. Let's see. But definitely watching these in the 80s or 70s, kind of that style, the cartoons. I always wanted to stop and draw these actually, but we didn't have. I didn't record these. We didn't have a VHS. All right, let's get to our pumpkin. Here we go. So that's what we're going to be drawing tonight. Oh, let me keep going through it real quick. I think I just showed them real quick. Oh, we got that after bewitched. And then we got a little landscape, so you can see what we're doing. And then we've got we're going to choose from here. These are some portraits. Some here. These were submitted. I don't think we're going to get to do all of them, but let's do this. All right, let's jump into this. Here we go. Oh, message couldn't be sent. All right. All righty, there we go. I think there it is. Have you heard Sabrina the Teenage Witch? Yeah, I've heard of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Yeah, Sabrina. We've got a cat named Sabrina. All right. Ooh, what should we use? I use a pen. Let's keep using the pen, I think. I mean, you can see a pen forces you, you can't erase with it. All right, so the first circle, there's two circles. The first one is as round as you can get it. And the second one is, you can get it as round as well. But do this really lightly. We're just putting this together. It's like a little Venn diagram. This one does have a little bit of a flatness to it on the side. And it's really hard to draw a perfect circle. So if you try to draw a perfect circle and don't get it, then hey, it's perfect, because it's not really there we go. But it's kind of like two circle shapes. We'll bring that together. And bring this together too. A good way to bring it together, I think, let's see. Oh, what was that? I've recognized that, but I forgot what that is. I don't see a message. Huh. All right. Oh, I don't know what that is. All right. Anyways, there's our two shapes. And then we've got a right in the middle, this part right in here, there's where that stem is going to go, right at the top. There we go. I'm going to sketch the eyes and everything, kind of where it goes. There's again a slight angle in here. I know the center, if I get my center line, there's my center. That really helps breaking things in half, fourths. There's that halfway point that I kind of did for the for our breaking apart. So I know the nose is going to be right in here. I'll just draw it in here. It's going to be a nose. There's a slight angle to it. No, the top of this triangle, there's a slight angle to it right in here. I'm not going to cut out. I'm just going to do the outside shapes first, and then I'll explain the inside shapes. All right, there's the nose, and there's slight curves to it. There's slight curves to it. And then up in here, oh, I think I drew the nose a little low. That's okay. All right, and then here, this is what I can draw these guidelines, because this is going to be the bottom of the eyes and then the top of the eyes. That kind of helps getting them together, kind of seeing it as one piece. You want to be able to focus in and out. It does take practice, you know, being able to focus in, seeing these two eyes as one shape, not just two shapes separately. And then here's the mouth. Mouth I can put in here, and I think I drew it a little bit too low. The nose is too low. It's okay. We'll squeeze in the mouth If you did the same, squeeze in the mouth. But what you want to do though, is you want to see the mouth as one big shape, one big shape. Because once you see the big shape, you can see where it starts, how big it is, where it's going to fit, how it's going to fit in there. And then we can start breaking it into pieces. Like there's this W that's right in here, this W that kind of comes under the nose, right in here, down under the nose. Then it goes up, and then down, and then up again. See that W right in there? I'm gonna squeeze it in there because I did my nose a little lower than I think but it's okay. We'll squeeze. Sometimes we got to squeeze it in. But there's that W, the W. There's that W. And then here, see? I can easily just, there's a curve from here to here. See that? That's that curve that goes from there to there. Let me zoom in. Let's see what I'm talking about. That's it. And then this comes down, and I'm just doing the outside. And then this curves out up as well. These two little long, almost wings that are coming out for the mouth at the ends. The teeth are right in there, and then the outside part's a little bit longer. Here we go. There's another W at the bottom. It kind of lines up with this W, like inside, as this one goes up and down, kind of like that. It kind of echoes the top part. It echoes the top W. So here I see this W right in here, that W. And then bring that curving all the way up as it closes up here, and it kind of closes off like a knife. Same thing as the spider legs. And it goes up and closes like a knife. Now, this is an important skill, seeing the big shapes, the middle shapes, and then going back and forth. That's a skill. It's a skill, looking at something and really with my lessons that I'm going to be doing, we're just going to be looking and drawing at the big shapes. Like here, all this stuff here, if I were to draw this, I would just draw almost like a square. I can see the same height, same width right there, and there's slight angles to it. I wouldn't worry about the stuff in the middle, although this is fun to draw just because of the shapes that are interesting. But as it moves, these shapes change, right? This changes. So if you were to draw this at a different angle, but it's still kind of like a block. That's the next stage. So you want to see the shapes first, and then how I simplified it by looking at it straight, and then at an angle, there's angles. This goes up, and then, yeah, and so on and so forth. All right, here we go. Let's get a little sidetracked there. I've got the tops and the bottoms of my eyes. There's going to be triangles here. Now, these triangles are curved, especially the outside part. The inside part, they don't curve so much. So I'm going to see there's one eye that's going to be, I can actually even draw a circle where there's going to be one eye here, another eye over there. And then I kind of look and see, does that look right? Yeah, that looks pretty close to where they should be. But this one, a little bit straight. And then this angle here. And then this one really curves. This really curves. That side curves. That outside looks like an orange slice. Yeah, there we go. There's that slice. And then this side actually probably even curves out to make it a little look meaner. And I think that's what definitely this side does curve out right here. This curves, even though it's a triangle, you're pushing on it. So it's kind of like you get a triangle and you're pushing on it. You kind of should be able to see it like as a triangle, and then you should also be able to see it as you push on it and as it curves right in here, as it curves in there, and then you're pushing on it this way, so it curves out that way. So you get that shape. You're getting that shape. There we go. So this one curves out that way. Curves, and then this one, there's a slight curve up, I would say. Yeah, I would push this one. See, I can still go in here and curve it out just a little bit. Make it look a little mean. All right, there it is. All right, so let's do what else? Let's do yeah, let's go ahead and let's put a little depth into the cutout shapes. We'll start off with the eyes. So the eyes here, you can see this echoes, this is parallel. This curves that way, and then this curves this way. This is the thickness of the pumpkin, right? So this goes that way, and this is the thickness of the pumpkin, and then all this is shaded in. I can really quickly just shade it in. back and forth with a ballpoint pen. It's good exercise. See, pen control. There it is. Okay. Inktober. And then this one, so we're kind of actually standing right in front of it. Usually they're on both sides. The same thickness would be on both sides, but here it's on the opposite side. And again, it echoes that outside shape. And then here like this. Well, I saw some really neat watercolor pumpkins. That was actually really neat. I don't know if I saved it or posted it to the group. I did see them though. I might have posted it in the Facebook group. Not sure. All right, so there we go. There's that little the thickness. Although it does go up and a little bit. I'm looking at it now. It goes up a little bit thinner up here. So I'm thinning it out. See, I just thinned it out real quick, and then I can shave it. But usually I would have done it parallel. I don't know. In the drawing, it goes up and gets a little bit thinner at the top. You can do that, or you can. I just made it a little bit thinner, not as thin as it's going in the picture, I think. There's my eyes. And then the nose. It is kind of facing to the right a little bit. This whole face is facing to the right. It's not straight on, which is pretty cool. Here we go. Let's get that thickness of that slice right in there. So just by doing an echo of that line, that right in there. And then we shade that in. Shade that little triangle in. Yeah, the watercolor pumpkins were really neat. Oh, man. That was before I think I saw, yeah, I know it was, because I just looked at these yesterday, and today I organized the pictures that people submitted. All right, the challenge that the teeth. All right, so let's start off with this middle one here. All right, I'll give you a second to catch up because these teeth are a little bit of a challenge, but it's still the same thing. Here, this is probably straight on because you really don't see either side. You do see this side right in here a little bit, and this is echoing that part right there, that part of that W coming back, that same angle, and then I think it just cuts off right there, straight across. There's that piece, and then same thing over here at this angle here. See, this probably even curves a little bit, but it's going in that same angle, and then we cut it off right in there. Like that. And I think that's it for those two. And then here, you just see this thickness. We add a little bit of thickness because we are looking down. Probably the eye level would probably be right about in here, I think. I think the person's standing right in here. It's something that artists think about, the eye level, the placement where we're looking at from your perspective. All right, there's a thickness there. A thickness here. And then another little bit of a thickness here, and these are just I don't know, just they almost I would have done it differently. Well, that's okay. And then here, this other line right in here. Yeah. Now I would probably, why don't we do that? I'm gonna add a little bit of a thickness right in here on that one as well. All right, I'm happy with that. And then just shade in that dark part. Yeah. With a ballpoint pen, you really got to move really fast, get it really close. This is good practice. Pencil control, pen control. Just even shading all this in. A little practice. Practice with a purpose. You're actually practicing with a purpose, trying to get that pen control right to each line. Fill it in. There we go. Now here I can actually, I can make this thicker. I can bring this down more. So I can see this is, I have it there. That looks good right there. I'm watching my spacing, looking at that white space from where the teeth are, where the bottom of that pumpkin is. Bringing it around the top. Let's see, then it comes around. I'm looking at the thickness. There's that looks good. I think that looks good. Let's get this stem. Get the stem going. Stem. And there is a slight angle to it. Both angles. This one's a little steeper, the one on the right. That brings the whole stem that way. And then there's a curve to it. And then there's the top, which is just an oval shape. Oval shape is probably a little bit, there we go. If I were to put an axis line on it, yeah, it'd probably be at that angle there. And it curves onto the stem. So you can see it going in one direction and then another direction for the tip. So there's that curve. And then there's all kinds of texture on it. And I can shade it. See, this is pen control that I have. I can shade really like a little bit further apart. There, see, there it is. It's not as dark as the mouth is, or the eyes, the nose. And then I can actually even put more lines on it. Like the stem has maybe even a little bit of shading on one side. Let's see, the stem has these, these ridges. There we go. All right, let's get these slices in there. Make sure they fit. All right, so we're going, I've got this placement for the stem, and then underneath that we've got one that comes around it here, and draw lightly till you get it to where you want it, and then you can go in darker. There's one there, and then there's the other one that kind of comes around, actually part of that center piece right there, kind of coming around there. Yeah. Practice, practice, practice. Practice with a purpose. You need to know what you're looking at. Here I didn't really talk about the ratio, but there was a height and the width. It was definitely longer than it is taller. You kind of almost have to see it as one big piece to kind of get that. It's probably like 1.5 times as wide as it is tall, maybe a little bit less. All right, I see those. I'm just kind of sketching in this one, sketching in here. I'll probably bring it out maybe a little bit more. And all my sketch can be just part of the shading. See, I can just keep adding to it if I want to till I get it, or I think it's right. And then there's this part here. Or to do this in pencil, I could do it in pencil and then ink it in afterwards for Inktober, but we're just doing it straight ink. Now, what you want to notice is how the line disappears. The line disappears. The outside part of the line is really pretty solid. The outside, the outline. There's a little bit of overlapping of a bat. I'm just going to draw one bat. But on the inside, it does kind of disappear. It kind of, you only see part of it. You see this part right here, and it's pretty lighter than what I'm drawing here. And then it actually skips a little bit, and then it stops, and then it skips a little bit, and then comes back down. Like right in here where I have drawing, it's supposed to be blank. Up in here too, as it comes up around. And these lines need to wrap around this shape. This one here is pretty much straight. There's this line here that's straight. This is where our eye level is, our point perspective. We're standing right here looking at this. When we look that way, we see that part of that eye. We look that way, we see that part. And this is straight up and down because that's where we're at. And then this curves this way. Oops, yeah, right to the nose. And then underneath. Here's the pumpkin, and then here's this other line right in here. Other line right in here. Oops. Should kind of continue. And we've got another line right in here, this line. And notice how I made that thicker. This is probably where it was originally, but this now is one of the lines, one of the edges, or one of the slices. And then you've got it going around all that, a little bit bigger. And then up here, it comes up a little bit. It's coming along. Get a little bit more thickness on the outside. Yeah, you want to use, you know, whatever tools you have. You know, when you're first learning to draw, it doesn't really matter. It's good to have maybe a start off even with a ballpoint pen. For a whole year, that's all I use for ballpoint pen. I didn't record a lot of these, but it's all good. All right, here we go. Let's get the shadow. I can kind of see the shadow in here. Look, it's kind of like this. See, I see that as one shape. The shadow is one shape, but it's actually cutting in. Let's see, this was the one shape I would see, but it kind of like weirdly kind of goes in and does this. I don't know, Hanna-Barbera, or I don't know what it is. It's kind of like a bone shape, or I don't know why a shadow would do that, but I don't know if it's the slices or what they're trying to convey. But it kind of goes in and out like that, maybe a little bit longer. So I can make those adjustments. And this side's a little bit thinner. There we go. There's that shadow. And it's overlapping. Notice you really, actually, this is really important here. Try to get it to match. Like imagine this line coming back in here. Speaking of drawing from imagination, you have to imagine this coming across behind. So this pumpkin sets inside it, inside the shadow. Is the shadow nose. The shadow nose. I'll just back and forth. There we go, just sketching it. Sketching this pumpkin. He's got a little bit of a 3/4 view to him. It's pretty cool. All right, there it is. Oh, interesting. So complex. It could have been simpler. This is definitely a mid. I mean, if I would have done a simple pumpkin, it would have just been maybe even a circle. Here we had another circle, or even, you know, just keeping it simple. And then just right. I like the way it curves. You can actually even do different faces, and then get the thickness. Maybe do a little bit of a smaller nose. Different kind of. There we go. And it's fun just to play with these shapes and stuff like that. This one's a little more symmetrical. It's straightforward facing. There we go. See how fast I did this one? The other one has a 3/4 view. This one I'm just doing it. Yeah, see, the more you practice, the first one will take you longer. The second one, less time. And then less time. And you just do it. Let's see, let's get some of these lines going across this way. This one was drawn a little faster. Oh, it'd be cool to color this one. I really like the watercolor pumpkins that I saw. They weren't pumpkins. These are not pumpkins, sorry. Jack-o'-lanterns. Once you carve a pumpkin, it becomes a jack-o'-lantern. Jack-o'-lantern. There you go. All right. Let's draw one quick batty. They're flying up here, so I'll put it up here. All right, so there's the body, the head, like an 8. And then we've got, I'll draw this really lightly. See, this is where you want to see this shape here. See, you want to see this shape. You want to be able to switch your mind back and forth, seeing this shape here, because this is the basic shape that you see. And then from there, okay, know that it curves. It curves from here to here, right? Because the curves can confuse. Just put a little bit of curve to it. See, this curves this way. This curves that way. But if you see the form, you see the structure, your drawing will be more accurate. Your drawing will be more accurate. You know, that's what it's about, trying to get your drawings as accurate. And it's not going to be perfect. Nothing's perfect. It's really hard to get it perfect. But with practice, they say practice makes perfect, but practice makes progress. If you practice with a purpose, if you practice with, you know, why you're practicing. And that's what our videos are going to be. The video is going to be about practicing, what to practice, when to practice. And if it's too slow, you'll be bored. And if it's too fast, or if it's too hard, you'll get overwhelmed. and quit. You got to find your spot. Your spot. What is your spot? What lane are you in? I call it your lane. You're on your freeway. Sometimes when you're first starting, you're trying to get on the freeway and it's hard. Or if you're learning how to ride a bike, or if you're learning anything new, pickleball, you know, when you're first learning, it's hard. And then you learn the parts, and then it gets easier and better. But that's it. It's just the parts, the angles. See, there's I would say 3 on this side as well. 1, 2, 3. Oh, here comes another sneeze. Let's put that mute button. Ready? Maybe not. Oh yeah, here it goes. No, 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 it's gone. Oh, it's still kind of there. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. So there's the bottom of the bat. Bottom of the bat. Just these little upside down parts. And here it is. Just shading that in. Put a little more of a point to it. Right in there. See, bat. Really quick little bat. That's probably really close to what it is. Actually, the picture's a little blurry. And then just you can draw a little bit more. You know, you saw how I drew it. Different angles, different sizes, a little bit overlapping. Get it to like the picture. And there it is. Ta-da! Congratulations. We are on our second drawing. Let's get to our third drawing. It's a little past 7:30. Let's get to, that's it. Look at that. It looks good. I think it looks pretty good. You can shade it if you really wanted to. I don't know. Let's see with pen. Practice pen shading. Back and forth. So, yeah, one of the questions was, how do you create form? Well, or how do you create dimension, depth? Angles, definitely. Angles, so cubes. I asked somebody to put something. I can, you know, draw anything from memory. But if you understand these shapes and cubes and how they change, like this, if I were to draw that here, I can do that. You know, I can see, hey, this is it. Probably a little bit of an angle as it comes out. I can change that because the base is a little bit wider. And then I can just say, here, okay, here, there's the eyes. The nose is going to be right about in here. And it's a really simple, and it goes out and then in and then out and around. And the bottom part is a little bit thicker. And there's an ear in here. And oh, and then there's a thickness to it. There's it's like a little vase. But now you can see how this is really close to it. That is already. And that's just a cube. Yeah, understanding form. All right, let's see what's next. Oh, the witch. The witch is next. Ding dong, 16. All right, thank you for joining us tonight. Here we go. Let's go with the witch. Share my screen. Here, ooh, let's break this one down. This witch is a little witchy. A little witchy woman. There it is. Ooh, that's pretty cool. All right, yeah, there's a lot going on here. Getting the eyes in the right place is going to be a challenge. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Let's break this one down. I like that somebody is using their picture from one of our drawings as their profile pic. That's awesome. Ones that we did before. All right, so several things to look for. I'm trying to see the biggest things first. I mean, I can try to see definitely this curve here. This curve is really huge circle. And it's just part of it. And this huge circle here. You see, look at that curve, right? Oh, it's probably, is it even bigger than that? Let's get it a little bit bigger. Pretty big circle, part of that circle. See, it's just a little slice of that circle. Oh, probably a little bit smaller. See it, or it could curve. Let's see. Let's try and make it a little smaller. Maybe that fits a little better. Yeah, right in there. It probably tilts up a little bit more in there. So there's a little bit of a tilt up there on that part of that. Let's get our angles. Definitely can see this pretty straight in here. There's curves. You can see the curves, but it's kind of going in this direction or that direction, somewhere in the middle. Try to find something there that'll help. And then even all these little curves and bumps, that can be simplified too. Simplify, simplify it. Simplify. If you can see these big shapes and even see, let's see, this has a bigger shape, that would help too. Yeah, because you see even the broom kind of comes up as a triangle up in here too. But maybe even an oval. Let's throw an oval in there. Kind of like an, I can see this almost like an oval right in there. Notice that oval. Notice how it kind of fits. So there's a little part that sticks out, but that big oval part really helps. And then you see that little part that sticks out. And then in here too, the head is kind of like a, almost like in a circle shape in there. Oh, what is that? It's not in the chat. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. It's yeah, I know what that is. I think that's it's a, all right, it's all good. But there's that. The head's kind of fit in that spot. It's a little more forward. I usually like seeing the head as that part there, but and then you've got the angle of the broom. Then this curve of the head. Oh, there's another curve in here. That whole curve right there. It's probably more of an oval. There's a little bit of a stretch of this part of the hair right there. You can see it. Look at how that lines up right in there. Oh, really nicely. Yeah. And then their hand kind of holding on to that and all this other stuff going on in there. All right, let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just do it. Drawings are getting harder. So hang in there, do the best you can. It's not about perfection. It's about practice. It's about progress. Save your drawings, date them. A little bit of wine, a little bit of candlelight. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, where's my chat? There it is. Let me put this in there. Have you heard of, oh yeah, Sabrina the Teenage Witch? Here we go. Let's do this. Capture that and post it. All right, let's do this witch. Let's do the switch up. There we go. All right. Happy Halloween. All right, we're in Inktober. We're drawing here. Let's see. I think I'm going to start off with that circle. I'm going to start off with a circle for the head, that circle that I had. Circle is a good place to start. And then we've got the hat that kind of goes off of that. See that shape, that hat. Notice how it comes off of that. This part of the hat as well now. Well, I'm going a little fast. Let me see. Well, we are past the, we're at intermediate now, I guess. So I am speeding it up. I'll be here all night. See, the good thing about the videos, if you watch the videos, you can pause, you can speed up, you can slow down, you can repeat. You got to take ownership. You got to take ownership of your learning. You know, you couldn't do, technology makes learning better. You can practice. All right, so here we go. The video will be up tomorrow morning or sooner. You can see the other ones too if you go to absolutebeginner.org, absolutebeginner.org, or if you go to sketchbookhero.com, there's a link there to a Sketchbook Hero link to our YouTube page. All right, so there I've got the curves. I'm just basically drawing, blocking everything in. I've got that, and then I've got my oval shape where the hair kind of is. It's going to kind of be, I see how it's fitting. It's like puzzle pieces. We're putting all these little puzzle pieces together, this big puzzle piece. Notice how it overlaps. Notice how big it is compared to the other shape. You know, this shape here is probably twice as big as, probably a little bit less. It's almost twice as big as our circle shape. Right, I'm seeing all those relationships. And I can see the hand. That hand is going to be right in here, and I can draw that. I didn't do it, but that hand is going to be right about there. And then the this whole hair kind of comes right in there, like right in there. And then that witch angle, the broom angle of the broom. The witch is which? If she fell in sand, would she be a sandwich? I don't know. There you go. That's, yeah, the corny jokes. Yeah, I know they're bad dad jokes. And then you've got all this stuff happening on here. I can just even scribble it in. I can say there's all kinds of stuff going on there. Scribble it in. But it's about that much space. I don't know, there's a lot of detail in there. I'm not worried about it. but it's there. I can see it as a big shape. And then the face in here, the hat. I had at different angles. Let's see. Oh, let's get the broom in there because that broom will help with how it relates to the hat. Let's see, that broom kind of almost even goes opposite up, like it's almost like this triangle upside down. A little bit thinner, but right in there. See, I can see that that broom is going to be there, and the top of that broom, that oval shape right in there. See, I'm just blocking it in. I see all these big shapes. I don't worry about the details. I see how it all kind of fits like a big puzzle. And then I do the little shapes, the medium-sized shapes. These are the Papa shapes. These are the Big Bear shapes. And then we do the Mama Bear shapes. This is another triangle right in here, right in there, upside down, or actually kind of like the hat. It's echoing the hat. And then the broom part, probably bring it in a little bit closer, tighten it up there. There's like the where all these the part of the broom is tied together, all the straw. Probably somewhere like that. You can get it, great. If you're having trouble, it's okay, it's normal. That's what makes you a warrior. You got to be a warrior, handle those battles. You're going to struggle for a little bit. It's better to sweat during training than to bleed during battle. Right now, this is just training. This is just practice. It's just a sketch. Somebody asks you, what's that supposed to be? Oh, it's just a sketch. It's just a sketch, you know. Some people, oh, I don't know. It's kind of, yeah, that's a shield. It's a good shield for you sketchbook warriors. A little shield as far as, you know, because everybody has an opinion. Everybody has, you know, it's hard to be constructive when you're first learning. Some people they can see what's not good, but they don't see what's good. A lot of people are like that. They see they really, because it sticks out, right? When something is not good, you can see and that sticks out, but they don't see the good. And everything actually has good and everything has bad. Even the good stuff has bad stuff in it, believe it or not. Like, I don't know where this ink came from. Maybe, I don't know. Or, you know, I don't know. The plastic that had to go into this pan, who knows? There's, you know, a little bit of, if you really look at stuff, nothing's 100% perfect. Do your best. And that's all you can do. Can't do better than that. All right, let's enough philosophizing. Let's start with the hard part, the face. We got everything kind of where it goes. I'm going to zoom in on the face, that part right there, that circle, our first circle, and really get that in there. So take your last view there of everything, all the big shapes put together, and then let's zoom in and take a look at that face in there, that face right about there. It is a little bit bigger on one side and a little bit smaller on the other. It kind of fits in there, like right on here. I kind of see this. These are the kind of the eyes. See, I can see these shapes and how it's put together. See, I can see this here. See that's kind of like there. And all this is, which is cool, it's like in silhouette. It's like a cutout, right? So there's that shape. And that shape that fits in there inside that circle like that. And then we've got the eyes that kind of probably come down a little bit more. I would probably even say a little bit more right in there. And see, you can see these eyes that the top parts have a little slight curve. And then the bottom parts are a little more like a slice of orange. Well, this one's going to be a slice of an orange. This one actually has the nose that kind of cuts in through it a little bit. So if we cut the nose is going to cut in through here, But you see this line right in there? That cuts in through that eye, and then you curve it up. So this one's a little bit more of a, kind of almost looks like the pumpkin we just drew. But this side is curved, where this straight, almost straight, and then this side a little bit more curved. That outside part kind of curves and goes parallel with this shaded part. And you got the nose kind of coming out. I'm going to bring it out and actually even curve it right onto our circle. It looks like it curves right onto our circle, right in there. But it goes from thick to thin, and then there's a bump on the nose, little warts, another little bump, two little bumps. But try to keep the shape, try to keep that structure, the solidness. It's really easy to lose it to lose the whole shape of it. I think I lost some teeth in there, but I'm seeing this as one shape, making it a solid drawing, solid form. Because if I could see the shapes, I could see the form and make it solid, like a solid drawing. That's the hardest part when you're first learning to draw, making it solid, making it look solid, like a solid shape. And that comes with time. Then here you can just add the teeth. There's like 3 teeth. We'll start with the middle one. Kind of comes down here. Not so sharp, but it is triangular. And a little bit, maybe a little bit of a curve to it. There's the middle tooth, and then there's the 2 on the side. I start off with a middle tooth just to get a placement, and then I've got the other 2 teeth on the sides. Try to here we go. This is actually representing a cheekbone, and then all this would be dark. Oh, that's dark, and I'm shading it already as I'm drawing it. If you had a marker or something else, it'd probably be easier to shade it all, because all this is black. It's all silhouette, or like a cutout. Yeah, it's all like a cutout. I really like the way the I'm kind of losing it. The teeth kind of line up, and then the chin kind of comes out. Oh, they probably spacing a little bit, spacing problems, but the chin comes out right in here and then goes back. And yeah, well, it's probably up a little bit higher. It was up a little bit higher. But this is the back of the mouth up in here. That's the back of the mouth. And then you have 3 more teeth below those teeth. So they're almost like stalactites and stalagmites. Ooh, does anybody know the difference? Stalagmites are the ones that are going up, and then stalactites are the ones that are coming down. And then there's a name for the ones that go together. Alan, we miss you. I hope you're feeling better. I know you were having health problems. We miss you. Thank you for posting pictures. Well, I don't know. It's times like these that really, when you're having hard times, you can actually, your drawings you can get lost in your drawing. Could be escape. And sometimes you need the escape. Sometimes, yeah, I don't know. It's tough life. It's a double-edged sword. I don't know. Life is beautiful. It is. It is. But sometimes it's got its rough spots. The circle of life, I guess. I don't know what it is. All right, I can actually probably put a little bit more of a wart or bump on this nose. Maybe even see I'm adding like if it was a piece of clay. See, I'm just adding to it, adding to the drawing, as if it was a piece of clay. The mouth, the face. I'm pretty happy with it. I am pretty happy with it. That's pretty good. Not too shabby. There's 3 or 4. There's 3 main ones. 3 main, like off this side, just like the hair kind of comes out and it comes in. It goes out, then in, and then out again. See, and then in, and then out, and then in, and then out. But it's kind of like on that shape. See, right on that shape. That kind of helps. All right, Ellen, in our thoughts and in our prayers. And thank you, those of you, I guess it was Anne-Francois, your response to her. It's hard. I didn't have time to, I just liked your response, and then I wrote something later. So I hope she's feeling better. I mean, I know I don't know, it's sometimes when things start to deteriorate, it's hard. Just got to put up a new battle. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna have to zoom out, but we got the back of the witch. Let's zoom out a little bit. She's coming in there. Where did that come from? All right, we've got some hairs that kind of fit right in here. They're just the hairs of the witch that kind of curve. I got that first one just kind of there, and then the other ones are kind of flowing part of it. A little bit more of a curve, I think. And this comes from experience. I'm not explaining it because you're intermediate. At least you have some experience drawing. We're already kind of jumping into this. Yeah, we might just, I don't know. Well, we'll see. Once my videos are out, I might, yeah, be just focusing on stuff. I probably will leave some of the basic drawings out, really simple drawings out. And the way we'll be able to do that is because we'll have the lessons out. So you need to make sure you go through the lessons, and then I'll be able to answer questions about the lessons and help people. And what's important is getting things at your own, because you can't please everybody. It's hard to, if I don't not seeing your drawings, I don't know what level you're at. I don't know how much experience you have. Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? That's where you really need to take ownership of your drawing. I'm just shading all this in with it's a really thin blue line. Thin blue line. Cross hatching. See, it's good exercise, good practice. Just shading it all in. I would probably use a marker or paint or something else. But this is good just to shade it in real quick. Okay. Hatching. Go in one direction, then another direction. Okay. Oh yeah. I hope those picture videos are still available. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit more. We're getting closer and closer to finishing this one. All right, there's a thickness to the broom handle. The broom handle is what is really solid. It's structure. We really want to get that angle and how it fits. Notice the spacing in here. This is called the negative space. The shape that's made in there. If yours is too wide, too small, I'm looking at this white shape that's being made, and it looks good. This shape in here looks pretty good. That shape, this probably goes up a little bit more, slightly. See, but that's me. I mean, I've gotten this good because I've learned to see that, learn to judge that, and that's what it is. You got to learn to judge it and make mistakes and say, oh, it should have been a little bit more this way, should have been a little more that way, should have looked that way. And that's okay. You gotta take those, be a warrior, take it in the chin. All right. Oh, somebody said drawing hands. So this is a hand. What's happening here? I'm gonna zoom in on this. There is a hand there. There is a hand. Let's get a handle on the hand that's holding the handle of the broom. All right, let's zoom in, because that's actually pretty complex. All right, so we do have a wrist, and this looks like it's part of the bone, kind of coming out here. I would kind of swoops out right in here, swoops out. This is swooping out. This is almost like a little triangle right in here. That little space. I can see that white space, that triangle. See that little white triangle. If your angles are right, it should fit in there. And then you've got this almost like this bony hand coming out, and then and it almost even like right in here. This is like probably the wrist. It goes from thin to thick as it comes up here. See, and then this is the palm, probably the palm of the hand. If I need to add to it, I can add to it. And I could probably bring this down, and this little place where all my stuff is actually gonna have to be lower. I'm gonna have to bring it down lower, because that kind of looks like it should be down here. Yeah, this is all off, but that hand isn't there. Yeah, this should be a little bit lower. All the little, I don't know what it is, but it's all a silhouette. So yeah, if you were to cut this out of paper, you would be able to cut it out of paper because it's a solid shape. It's a solid shape, pretty solid. All right, here we go. Let's do these fingers up here. You can kind of see the top one and the top knuckle. This is the top finger up here. We're gonna start at the top. up here. I'm missing the thumb because I want you to see this. And this probably comes up to a knuckle. Looks like there's two knuckles up at the top. Two knuckles at the top. So I have one. There's one kind of knuckle. Looks like it's just done with one knuckle there. And then there's another knuckle. I'm going to bring it out a little bit. I'm going to push it in there. Because there's two knuckles. Two little bumps. Let's see if I can get those bumps in there. Adding to it. And then shade it all out. Shade it out. Oh, this is one piece. And I had that broom handle in there. I'm going to have to go really dark with this hand. So it looks like it's all one piece. There it is. There's two knuckles. Trying to bring them out while keeping the curve, keeping the piece. There we go. There it is. That looks good. And then we got the other fingers. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 little bumps. They kind of go in here. So usually when I do 4, I see 4, and then okay, I'm going to do the 2 at the ends. There's the 2 at the ends, right? There's the 2 fingers at the ends. 1, 2, and then there's going to be 2 in the middle. 2 more in the middle. So I find the center. There's the center of these 2. There's the center. And then I just, there you go. Look at, see, boom, boom. They just go in there. Almost like magic, finding the middle. There it is. And then I'm going to shade all that in, all these little bumps. All that detail looks complicated, but if you learn how to break it down, you can break it down, and it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier breaking it down. Fourths, fractions. I hate fractions. No, I don't know. I like math a lot more, but I haven't been doing it much. I gotta probably study some well, I know coding. I want to do coding, but I want to study physics and all that other stuff. But I've got other things I need to take care of first. All right, that witch is coming in. That hand looks not too shabby. It looks a little bit, maybe it could have been a little bit thinner. These 2 knuckles could have been probably closer together, I think. Oh yeah, and there's a thumb. I'm gonna bring my thumb up a little bit higher. There's a thumb in here. There's a thumb. I forgot the thumb. Look up, look down, look all around. There you go. Gosh, there's a flashback from elementary. There we go. Got the hand in there. It's a little abstract. I think the knuckles should have been a little bit closer together. That's okay. You win some, you lose some. Just keep going. Everything else looks pretty good. You got the straw. See, I got this big shape, and I can just do, I don't even have to follow everything. 1, 2, 3. Maybe make it a little bit thicker. Right there. That part. Let's go a little bit wider. And then here, there's a little bit of a gap. The broom handle still goes up in it. I might bring this out just because of the angle. I might bring it out just a little bit. And you can see, just like the knuckles, there's an echo up here of the, they're a little bit smaller, but it's the tie of the, broom, how they're tied, the straws are tied. And it kind of goes around that circle because it does get a little bit wider and then it gets a little bit thinner. I'm putting 3 ties, I don't know how many there are. Then I can bring that back. All right, here we go. Upon Halloween. Memento Mori, Memento Mori. Memento Mori. All right, here we go. Let's see, the hat. So the hat kind of goes on that circle shape, but there's a lot of ins and outs. Like right in here, I can already see that it goes in then out, but it's along that edge. See, it's along this edge, which will make it solid like that. It's almost like a little shark fin in reverse. And then the top kind of goes around that right in here. And then it goes straight Then it comes back up. And then it goes up like that. But you see, it's helping, that curve's helping me, even though it's irregular, it kind of goes along that shape. And then that's the bottom part, and then the top part kind of echoes. There's a thickness to it as it gets thinner out here like this. There. Oh, this drawing is by Dave Lowe, a Dave Lowe design. Thank you, Dave Lowe. Awesome job. That's the hard part. Copying. We're studying you. We're studying you. Thank you. Thank you, Ellen, for putting this up. Thoughts. Well, thank you for joining us last week, Ellen. All right, here we go. So this back part of it, it does curve up a little bit more at the end. I can see how it's going to fit right in there, that part of that hat. And it does curve up a little bit more than the circle that we had here. But it does go to a point, and then it comes back out. And this, I can see the shape. See, I can see the big shape. And then I can see the little detail. There's a little bump in here, and I don't know, I think there's more. But it's not, you know. But being able to see the big shape first and then all the detail afterwards helps with accuracy, helps making it solid, because this goes from thin to thick as it comes out here, and see how it comes out, even continues this way. The inside of the hat curves. Well, actually, yeah, there's a lot of actually ups and downs. There's a lot of little bumps, irregularities. All right. 8:00, it's a little past 8. Get this witch finished. What's next? Let's take a look. What is next? We're almost finished with the switch, but I'm gonna switch from the witch. Oh, we got a crow, a raven, sorry, raven. Oh, we still got bewitched, and we got a pot. Yeah, I think we'll speed some of those drawings up, and then we got some. I think we got some portraits. Yep, we'll see what we can do. Let's see what we have to do. We still got another hour or so of drawing to do. Put your season of the witch. Ah, must be the season of the witch. Yes, Donovan. I know that song. Yeah, I'm a music buff. Not buff, but I like music. I know a lot of music. Here we go. When I look outside my window, here we go. Must be the season. Now there's even though we have this triangle for the hat, there's curves on it. There's a little bit of little curve appeal. This curves this way, and then this curves this way. A little bit of a curve, see? Almost like a volcano. It looks like a volcano. See? And it's easier to do. Once we have our triangle, then you can easily curve it and then shade it. All this can be shaded. Whoa. Bam, bam, ballpoint pen. Pretty standard. There we go. And then it goes thick up in here. See, there's a little bit of a bump. A little bit of a bump, and then it goes thin. So there's a little bit of a bump, giving it some shape. There's a little up and down. Yeah, see, there's like this. Let me see. How do I see? There's like 3. I see a 3. See, this is 1, 2, and 3. 3 little bumps, but the big shape, these are medium-sized shapes. The big shape, the big papa shape, it kind of goes along that form, and then the medium-sized shapes or detail, maybe even baby shapes, kind of go in there like that, and then it kind of goes up. And oh, my drawing is covered. Let me see some of the detail. We don't need that anymore. There we go. Yeah, there we go. It's pretty straight. It's pretty straight. This part right here, though, the tip of that witch does curve out. It does kind of come. I'm going to put a little bit of a curve on it. See right in here, this little curve, and then up and in it. Yeah, just like that. That little curve, this little S curve, almost looks like a little S. And then get the other side, which is that thickness. but you want to try to make it a solid shape. It's almost like a tapered tail, one of those tapered tails that I talk about, because it tapers. It gets smaller at the tip and then it gets thicker as it goes wide. Tapers all the way up. Here it's pretty straight. This part of that hat straight along in there. But I'm adding a little bit of a curve to it. I'm really feeling that form. The flow of that outside line. Got to get the flow, the way the lines flow, trying to make your drawing solid. That's one of the challenges you're shooting for. There's a lot of little challenges. I don't know what your focus is. What are you focusing on? There it is. There's the hat. There's the hat. All right, all we need is a broom and some of the detail down here, all this mess down there, and then we're done. And if I need to practice. Yeah. Shading, it's all in the wrist. Well, there's no consistency. I'm just kind of shading it. A lot of times, depending on if I'm doing it cross hatching and I wanted to show, then I would be a little more deliberate, a little more conscious of my angles. Although some of my drawings in college kind of look like this. I did for the newspapers. I had some drawings. So this flares open here. It's kind of get the flow of all these broom handles. I see a big one right here. This is one of the main ones. See, I kind of see this main straw there, and that's one of the main ones. And there's a main negative space where it kind of comes in right in here as well. Let's see, this is what I see. I see this white one and then this dark one, and then all this is dark inside. I guess there's two of them right in here. But see, this kind of was a landmark, and then there's these two straws that are right in there. Oh, must be the season of the witch. All right. Two people that dropped. It's all good. Where's my baby? I don't see her. I say I don't get to see NBC views gallery. Bum, bum, bum. Nope. Let's see Priyanka in the house. All right, here we go. Let's finish this up. Oh, I can zoom in a little bit more on that. Let's zoom in and see what we're doing with this. Yeah, because all this stuff in here. I know all this is dark. There's probably a little bit more of a curve. I kind of stiffened it out. Let me see if I can curve it a little bit more. This broom, even though it's solid, there's a little bit more of a curve. I'm going to try to push that curve a little bit. See if I can. So it's a little stiff. Well, that's okay. Yeah, if you can get that, because it's more than just a triangle, there's that curve. Sometimes, yeah, that kind of lost it a little bit. Losing that curve a little bit. It's okay. It's all good. And all this is going to be dark in here. See, I can see all the darkness is one big shape in there. And then all the little things coming out. Yeah, I'm just I'm just drawing them. The train. It's pretty far away. It's a few miles. It's probably like 2 miles. I'm sure the mic is picking that up too. All right, there's that, and a little bit of white space, and then the next one that goes up. Oh, this is dark. Put up the lyrics. All right, here we go. All right, Donovan, song lyrics. Where's it? Jeez. When I look out my window and I see many sights to see. All right, let's finish this up first, though. Got the season of the witch going here.
Gladio, can you
Yes.
zoom out?
Zoom out, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, oh, I think I'm pretty much done with that. It's up here. I think there's probably a little bit more I can probably go. I'm trying to get the flow of it. And that's the whole thing. I kind of lost a little bit of the curve of it, the curve appeal. That's okay. It's just a broom. And then now this bottom part, there's all kinds of stuff going on in this bottom part. That's as far back as I can get. I have to move my camera up. That's it. That fits. Now this bottom part is really abstract. You don't even have to worry about it too much. I kind of got that one little curve on it, and I can actually see it as this shape that kind of like, this is the bottom part, like this bottom part it kind of rests in, and then there's this little circle, and then there's this like little diamond shape. See, there's a little white diamond, there's another little diamond or little circle shape, another little circle shape, but it's inside that shape. And then here we have this other big shape that's kind of like I don't know what that is, like that. And then all this is shaded inside. All this is shaded. Yeah. What's fun about this abstract stuff is that you know, if it's off, nobody knows. But if you look, you can look and try to, you know, get it as best you can, as accurate, the spacing, the shape, do the best you can. And if it's off, it's off. Nobody will know unless they compare it. And you don't want to compare to despair. Just want to compare and see, okay, what's off? Is it the proportions? Is it the spacing? Is it what is off with it? And then say, oh, okay, I'm having trouble with my ratios. And then just let it go. I'm working on trying to get AI. Actually, I know AI will help with your drawing. So you'll be able to put in your image that you drew and then put in, as soon as I train the AI and looking for angles and proportions, and then it can tell you, hey, you're having trouble with this, having trouble with that. And the AI will help you, like, you know, you can really only focus on one thing at a time. Are you focusing on ratios, angles, proportions, and then kind of give you a grade for each one of those. Like I would be able to plug this in with the picture. And see, I can see that probably there's more space in here. I think it could have been curved out if I had some white out. Take a chunk of this off. Or if it was on the computer, I'd be able to move it. There's our witch. I think we're getting ready for the next witch. Is it? Oh no, the raven. I'm gonna simplify the raven. There's a lot of detail in that. I'm just gonna do a sketch of it. I can do it as a drawing. Alan uploaded this one. I can do it as a drawing, but I think I'm gonna just simplify it just to get it through really quick, so we can go to the bewitched. Yeah, because this detail, if you want to get the detail, you can do that. You can do that. All right, let's share my screen. Where am I? Where's my, there it is. I'm gonna share my screen. Let's do this. Yeah, because we've got the raven, and then we got bewitched, and then that. All right, so yeah, the raven, I mean, if I really wanted to shoot for accuracy, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. So I'm just going to do a sketch of it. It'll take longer. If you want to, you know, do a more accurate, then you can take your time on it. But I don't want to lose people and get to, that's why you want to sketch and not worry about shading or coloring. Because the more you sketch, the more you practice, the better. You know, you get to do more drawings. So here's the head, kind of like the circle part. And then you've got these angles here, like this angle there, that angle there, and then this angle there for that head. What's really cool here is there's two parts to this feather. It's almost got like this this part here. It's this oval part. I mean, it's an oval. It kind of comes out here. And then this one is separate. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different, but it's there as well. It's kind of like coming out just a little bit different. But if you notice it, they've almost got two different angles. This one's kind of coming up that way, and then that one's coming down, probably even a little steeper in that way. If you look at it carefully, let me see. You can see it there. Now that I've outlined it, then you've got this big curve for the belly. This big curve in here. I won't be able to curve it or turn it, is what I'm saying. So, but it's like right in there. Yeah, it's probably stretched. Yeah, there's a little bit of a turn to it. But yeah, that's circle part. And you got that part. And then you got the angles of the feet. This angle here. That angle. And then this has a big shape. You want to see this is one big shape, almost a circle shape in here. That helps. And don't let the detail, this has a lot of cool detail. But there we go. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, let's go ahead and draw that. That's pretty good. Oh, there's something in the chat. Bewitched theme music. Oh, dun 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 dun. Yeah, I can't play it because YouTube will take my video down. All
Oh,
right.
that's right, because you need
Yeah, copyright.
yeah, copyright. Yeah, but I put it there so that if anyone wants to, yeah, that theme it stays in your head.
Yeah. Commercial. Oh no, actually, you don't have commercials. It is black and white. Oh, I just cut it up. Actually, they might not. It might not be. If YouTube sees it's yeah, look at that, black and white. What's this? That was so cool. And how they made it look like, yeah, different. All right, let's. All right, am I showing? Yeah, there we go. It was sharing. Oh, that's next. we still have to do the. We still have to do the crow, the raven. Quote the raven nevermore. Yes, and that's actually what's interesting. This is about copyrights and quoting and stuff. That's actually pretty interesting that they use that as an example. All right, so there's going to be my head. There's my circle head, and then I've got this angle coming down. Notice the angle right off of that head, and then coming down here for that neck, and then that there, and then the body. See that angle, and the body kind of coming around here. And I'm trying to see, this is one big shape. Yeah, this one big shape right here. And here, I didn't do this, but the beak is kind of like right in there too. That I'm seeing that was one big shape, and how it relates to that circle. Then the eye is going to be right about in there. And this is what's going to be important, that eye. I'm going to this in here, and the rest is just detail. And I'm not going to worry about it too much. All right, let's break this. I know here's the head. Actually, it's kind of broken there. And there's 3 parts, 1, 2, and 3 right in there. Yeah, I'm just breaking it in. All right, here we go. So this wing is one big shape. Let's see, here's the body, and here's this one wing, and it's this oval shape that's there. And it's kind of like going in this direction. If you see it as an axis line of this shape, that's that one wing part. And then this other wing part that kind of adds to it, it just kind of comes, it's almost like added to it in a slightly different angle coming down to a point right in there. And I think I need to bring it out a little bit more. And I think I need to, I'm looking at it now, and I think I need to change my angle slightly, a little bit more. See, I can make these adjustments. So if you have to make those adjustments, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to see it, adjust it as you go. You have to kind of adjust it as you go. Try to get that mass of it. Yeah, see that feels a little bit better. I just took it off that much. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, I kind of, but my angles are pretty much the same. I just took off a little bit. I'm trying to see this as a shape now here. This whole thing is one shape. And then here's another shape. And here, probably maybe bring it in a little bit. Then we got the feet like right in here. See, I can just even do this as one shape for the feet, where they're gonna go. And the tail probably a little bit longer, and this a little bit longer. And I'm looking at, I don't know, I can see how big the head is and compared to the body. Let me see. Oh, I can actually do that. I'm going to measure it on my screen. The head is the 1, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 3 below it. So you have this is 1, you have 1, 2, 3 below it. And I see right in there 3, and then yeah, then the tail. See, I use that as a measurement to get that feel. And I see this as a big shape, and I'm looking at that as a big shape. I don't worry about all the detail yet. Here's another, I see this big shape, and it looks good. The width, the height, the shape of it, it's complex. And then there's one branch coming out that way, another branch here, there. That whole talons, the talons. There we go, at the bottom. Oh, let me zoom out. There we go. That's about it. That shape there. All right, I'm going to zoom in on the face, and I kind of already put in the eye, but let me see. Let's see if I can get it any better. Looks like a penguin or something, but yeah, it's kind of like an oval shape. Yeah, it's like an oval shape, and then there's the inside part of the eye. I'm going to make it like a circle. And then I'm going to close it up, bring it down, and bring it up. I don't know if you can see that. And then this bottom half, kind of like a yin and yang. It looks kind of looks like a one of those Pokemon balls. And then I'm going to shade this bottom half just a little bit, put a little bit of shade to it. That's it. It's a little bit of shade, like a Pokeball. And then underneath that, there's a little bit of a moon, a little bit of a crescent moon, like underneath that eye. Right there. And then a crescent moon on the other side as well, but that is dark. The one on top is dark. There we go, kind of goes like that. There we go. And then we got another little bit of darkness underneath that. Right in there. And then this is where all these little white lines kind of come out here. They're really small. I'm just gonna do them like that. I'm just gonna sketch it. But try to watch the angle of it. These don't, the hard part is to not make it look like eyelashes. But yeah, they're in there like that. This is not, yeah, it'd be easier with ink and stuff like that. This is quite a challenge, but it is a raven. I'm gonna shade all this in. Yeah, it'll be a sketch. Yeah, because this would be pretty wild. This is probably done with a computer, or who knows? It's hard to tell anymore. All right, okay, here we go. I got my eye. I'm happy with it. Let me see the then I can see, yeah, because this has a lot of detail. To get all this detail in there it would be really pretty wild. Yeah, it would take a while. There's a little stump right in there, trying to capture the form. And then as it kind of comes out and in, all these little feathers. Yeah, this has a lot of detail, but it kind of goes along that part. And then it comes down. Then it goes over this beak. Let me give it some shape first. The shape, it comes to a point. Oops, here we go. Comes to a point right in here. See, I can see that. It comes to a point right in there. That beak. Yeah, seeing how big it is and how that takes some time. Your beak might be too big, it might be too small. That's okay. It's not about perfection. It really isn't. It's about practice. And you want to see it and that's where that skill comes in, being able to see it as parts and whole, being able to zoom in, zoom out, being able to see it like that. If you don't have that, then you're just focusing on one part too much. And you should focus on the big stuff first, then the middle size, and then the detail goes last. Like here, I'm already jumping into the detail, which is kind of like a hard thing to do. It all depends on what you focus on. Where your focus goes, energy flows. It's all about the focus. Where are you paying your attention? Nowadays, everybody wants your attention. They want your eyeballs. Yep, good old, all the media. I won't blame one. I was gonna name some, but it's all of them. They want you to look at their stuff so you can look at their commercials so they can get paid. All right, this is the inside of that beak, and I'm just drawing it. Yeah, there's so much detail and so much intricacies. Just even on the top of the nose, there's some of the little hairs that kind of going up and over. I don't have time to explain all this. The other one will probably be easier. This is the Bewitched Witch. Might be a little bit easier, but it's still kind of hard. All this stuff is. You just do the best you can. Here we go. Maybe I should have made that one. No, it's all good. I'm trying to get all this shading in here now. And now I'm just kind of doing it like a texture. And I think I lost, I lost that beak. Let me see if I can find the original. Oops. Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of a boomerang happening in here. Yeah, there we go. This is dark boomerang shape. That's the dark boomerang. It's probably the inside of that raven. While I'm trying to keep the white shapes and spaces alive. There's that boomerang shape, that dark one, and then underneath it is another one right in here. Getting right in there. Yeah, this is not a simple drawing. This is a tough one. It's got its mouth open. There's all kinds of stuff happening here, and then this part right in here goes out. The spacing, all this stuff. Just do the best you can. Don't get discouraged. Don't compare to despair. Like, see, mine didn't come out the same. And we do that. But you don't, I guess the years of practice that I have, experience, and even with that, this thing's hard. Yeah, even with my experience, this is not simple. It's not easy. I think it should be up a little bit higher because there's a whole white space. There's a whole white space up in here on top of this head. Because even though it's black, if you look carefully, you can see like a light area of space in there. I'm just going to shade all this in because there's like a light space. I'm not going to worry about all the little detail. Just by doing the sketch here, this kind of gets that detail. So we could do that, but that we'd be here all night on this thing. What's really important is getting more drawing in. That's what's important. The more you draw at your own pace. Yeah, there's all this little feathers that are kind of going in back and forth. Oops, let me zoom out now a little bit. Yeah, because I'm kind of happy with the face. I'm losing a lot of the and I know there's 3 bands of feathers, but there's this white space that kind of goes in there. Feathers kind of coming down. There's one that sticks out right in here. One sticks out and then it curves back in. There we go. That's it. And then yeah, I can actually get the feel of it. See that I can just, okay, there's a dark space, there's a light space, and I'm just getting the feel of it. I'm not drawing it exactly the same. On this other side too, there's a little bit of a light edge. Then it goes dark right in there. And I'm just doing cross hatching to kind of get the feel of that. There's light, there's dark, and then there's light, and then there's dark again. This whole darkening area makes it faster. And then dark again. Oops, a little higher. And I'm just cross hatching it. Here we go. Let's zoom out a little more. Because yeah, that's the head right there. So you notice how I'm just cross hatching. And there's 3 areas of light. 1, 2, and then 3. And then that bulb. And there should be some light down here as well. I'm just cross hatching it. All right, then here's where the feathers change. That's the head. And then the feathers actually change to curve. So I'm gonna probably sketch it a little bit differently as it comes down here. So I'm trying to get that. There's the body. There's the wing. Right, there's let's see, let's break the wing part into parts. There's one, probably another little one here. There's 1, 2. This is definitely a bigger one, 2. Oh, it's just 3 and 4. Yeah, it's this one right here. It's actually, I can bring this one up down a little bit more. Bring this one down a little bit more. Yeah, so it's this big one. It's this other one, and it comes more to a point. This one, point it out a little bit more right in there. Yeah, let's see. Ooh, I didn't see that. So there's these 3 parts to this wing. That part, that part, that part, and then this other little part right in there. And then all these are there's curving. Yeah, there's these little curving shapes that kind of go in there. I'll go ahead and yeah, this whole edge. See, I'm going to curve it on this outside edge. I'm curving that, and then curving that a little bit more. And then there's all kinds of feathers in there. 1, 2, and here as well, 3. 1, 2, and then 3, and then another one up here, 4. Yeah, getting the direction, the flow of it. These feathers are kind of flowing in that direction. Yeah, this one's tough. I'm just like, I wish I could see what you guys are doing right now. I'm like, oh, okay, this is where you're having trouble. You can blame me if you want. It's not good to play the blame game. It's good to take ownership, but you know, it's kind of hard doing it like this, especially when your first time. And I can say, oh, you need to. If I can look at your drawing, say, oh, you need to do a little more of this, a little more of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But yeah, but I can't see what you're doing. It's coming along. It's not an easy one, but we got to finish what we start. Finish what we start. Okay, so this wing is out that way. A little bit of darkness, and then the body. There's the body, and then there's rows. These rows of feathers. And I'll probably just put them in like that. Let's see where they're at. I'm not even counting at this point. Counting crows. No, I'm just not counting rows. Counting rows. All right, here we go. See, I see the shape. I see this big shape, and then I see the detail. I can see the detail of all these little feathers kind of in there. Should go all right. Actually, there's a tip. Tip of that here. See, it's all that, and then you've got the feathers that are just like in here. Yeah, all this shading, all this detail, it just would take time to get right. I'm just kind of like sketching it, trying to keep it light at this edge because the light is hitting it from the left. As it comes this way, then it gets darker. It's dark right in here, and then it gets light again as it hits this because it's sticking out. This wing. But notice I'm not drawing everything. I'm just getting the impression of it. I'm an impressionist. The feel of it. Hey, where'd you come from? All right, so here we go. Let's get these. Hey, that's a wasp. You got a wasp in here. Oh, that's a bee. Huh, interesting. All right, so let's do these feet, and then the last part of the wing. It's coming together. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, I know it's getting that form it's a tough one. This is a tough one. It's not easy. It's not easy. But I tried to break it down, and it's just a sketch. It's just a sketch. See, I'm just going to sketch a little bit darker in that area, just getting the feel of it. And then I can sketch in here too as well. Sketch those areas because it's dark. It's a raven. It's a quote the raven nevermore. Poor old Leonore. What's that knocking, rapping at my door? Oh, that would be a good one. Quote the raven. See, I can't. I would say, hey. All right, so this is that bottom part, and then you got the talons. Like they're like in a circle shape there. And I'm doing this really quick. I'm not. Oh, there we go. It's good. Oh, it is a bee. Look at where did he go? I was stung by a bee already, so don't want that to happen again. Hey, it's a little bee. Whoa. Hey. Okay. Jeez. All right. Where'd that bee come from? I thought they weren't nocturnal. All right, so this part, okay, so there's that part right there, but then this part right here is important. That is too, but this is the front leg. These are the feathers that kind of go in front of the leg. Yeah, it's kind of like this shape. And then all the details, I'm just scribbling them in. Yeah, because it's just a sketch at this point, but I'm getting the shape. Because if I were to try to do every single, I would be here. Yeah, I'm just getting that shape and just scribbling it in.
Ladio, I shared my sketch with you.
Oh, great. Oh, yeah, it looks good. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me take a look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's cool. Yeah, see, it all depends on how much, time and effort you want to put in it.
Yeah, like I just went really light on the details. But
Yeah.
Sketch. I don't see the sketch. I don't see.
I'll show it. I don't know. Do you?
yeah, you can show it. I just shared it with Ladio. I was shy.
All right. Thank you, Priyanka. Let me see it. I'll share it. Where did it go? I'll download it again. There it goes. Let me share my screen. There you go. There it is. Ta-da. Really good. Some of the structure on the feet, I'm going to do that right now. So yeah, you can see that.
Yeah,
But
I might use my eraser when you do it.
Beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. That's awesome.
Sure.
Yeah, you can actually see all this inside part would be dark. Oh, huh. Let me get yeah, so you can actually even just shade it. just to get some of the values. If you squint your eyes, copy. Yeah, I don't know if it'll come up. If I have Photoshop, where's my Photoshop? Yeah, if you Photoshop. That was not Photoshop. Adobe. There we go. So yeah, you can see the light and the dark. The edges is what I'm talking about. So let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll do the feet. And if it's kind of slow for people, well, sorry, apologize. We'll get to Bewitched next. We'll get to her. There it is. There's Photoshop. It just takes a little bit. Hope we don't crash. Here we go. Let's start new file. There it is. Clipboard. Yeah, let's do clipboard. There it goes. Here it goes. Paste it. Control V. There it is. Ta-da! Now I can really quickly the power of here and just all this as you darken it. Ooh, is that a brush? What is this? Opacity. Oh, here we go. Gotta change these settings. Normal. That's it. That's too dark. Control Z. Yeah, let me change the opacity. Make this bigger. Oh yeah, softness is there. So yeah, as you shade all this, you want to keep that light edge right there. Yeah, that light edge, and then here it goes dark. See, I can darken that up, and then it goes light. Yeah, let me see. Oh, where's the picture? Where's the original? Yeah, but I'm just like putting this big old shade on there, and then dark again here. A little bit more shade right in there too, so things pop and go in and out. I would, but yeah, that's just a big, heavy brush. I would probably go smaller then, and then start getting some of these more details. Yeah, then yeah, getting that the details back in here.
Are you doing all this with the mouse?
Yeah, I've been it with the mouse.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't. It's easier on the iPad because you have the pencil,
Yeah,
but the mouse, it's like I don't have a good control over that.
no, yeah, it definitely it's harder here, but it's doable. I'm just giving you an example. Yeah,
Yeah.
my iPad is fun to draw on.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It's a nice drawing. Yeah, no, just give me an idea. All right, let's close all this stuff up. Where are we at?
Thanks, Eladio.
Oh, you're welcome. Can I see full sketch? Yes. Let's see my full sketch. Here we go. Let's go to my full sketch. I'm just gonna do the feet, the claws, the talons. Let me show you my full sketch again and see where we're at. Yeah, you can see how I have that light area, and that's just sketching it. Because if you squint your eyes, you can see that's how the artist did it. The artist, you know, if you look at, it's almost like a woodcut. Looks like a woodcut, like all the light areas were cut out of linoleum or wood. They have these woodcuts that are done. So I tried keeping some of that. All right, and that really helps. Squint your eyes, try to get those values in there. That'll help. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome. I can actually even go darker in between these little spots. It all depends on what you see, what you're trying to record. It can be, you know, it can be a lot. Like, oh, you gotta know where that's it as a warrior. Know where to pick your battles, know where you're at. Okay, this is the battle I'm at. I'm not looking at all the values, but you know, as you get into you know, your higher status warrior, then you got to start doing the other battles, right? Like here, I can see this. I'm trying to get this to be solid. I'm gonna focus in on the talons and try to get those to be solid. Or they could have been a sketch. I mean, you can just keep them as a sketch too. Depends on what you're observing, what you're trying to record, what you're practicing. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Bam. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna let me zoom in on the talons. I'm gonna start off with this one here. So there's the leg and then the toes. There's three. So there's three. I can see the three, and I'm looking at the see this outside part, and maybe even this is a triangle right in there. This whole the outside part, and then I've got this other part that's like right in here, that other toe, talon. It's a talon show, and then here we go. These two are together, and I can see this is a shape or as a form. Then I can see this coming down and getting smaller. See, I have that. And again, if it's you're doing it as quick sketch, you can leave this stuff out. But if you're observing and looking at this, you see these shapes here, and then there's the detail. The detail as it actually even goes even to more detail of all the kind of like they're like little oval shapes that are kind of like in there like this, like little rubber bands or little that kind of go around in there, like in there like that. I'm just doing it really quick as a without worrying about accuracy. I'm just getting the feel of it, but it would be something like that in here like that. There's one. Really don't see it come to a point because this one's in front and this one has these as well. And they're going like that. Should I zoom in? Yeah, you can see that. And I can see here's that triangle. There's a middle toe or talon. And the talon. And this is just detail. See how this detail just takes time. The devil's in the details. And that I'm just observing and trying to just get as much of it as I can really quick. They've got the sharp talons, the sharp toes, trying to capture that. There we go. It's yeah, it does come down to time and patience and what you're aiming for. What are you aiming for? Right? Are you aiming for an exact rendition, just a sketch, a quick sketch? And those are best when you're first learning to draw. Just do a quick sketch. And like this is a little more detail, a little more than the one that I showed that Priyanka did. But if you want to observe, and I can actually probably even spend more time if I really looked at it. But really it depends on what you choose. Again, you choose your battles. Say, oh, okay, that's too much. I'm gonna leave it. Boom. That's fine. That's fine. You gotta. It takes energy. This really does take energy, and you feel it sometimes. Sometimes like, oh, I'm out of energy. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I'm observing. I'm recording. What do I see? How does it all fit? There we go. There's my tail. There's more stuff going on here and there. Let me get that branch. I don't know who did this, but this is copyright. U.S. Copyright Office. Really good stuff. Quote the Raven nevermore. Branch back here. Can even hide it. Yeah, that's good enough, I think. It's good enough for government work. It's just a sketch. There we go. But let's do this. I can't wait to do this. Actually, I've been wanting to draw Bewitched. I dream of Genie. I dream of Gina. All right, there it is. So there's mine. Full sketch. Somebody asked for it. It's right there. That's not too shabby. Let me do a quick you know what? I think it probably could have a bigger wing. Yeah, slightly bigger wing. I'm looking back and forth, double checking my drawing. Yeah, I could probably bring the wing out a little bit more. See, as a sketch, I can do that. See, as a sketch, I can do that, look back and forth and say, okay, wait a minute. This part is dark, sketch all that in, all these feathers, hundreds of feathers. I just sketched them all in, simplified it. Look at how I just fixed that wing real quick. I think that looks better. Yeah, that looks better. That's it. Oh, let it go. Gonna let it go. Thank you for the lesson. I have to go. I enjoyed, but live in London, 4:45 a.m. Geez, thank you for joining us, Zoom user. Live in London. Wow, London, baby. All right, awesome. There we go. Let's do Bewitched. Wow. share my screen. Thank you for joining us out in London. All right, this one's really tough. I mean, if you've never drawn faces, this is actually a good challenge. But definitely we can break it down. And we can do the envelope kind of casing, where we're getting these angles here, and I know this angle here and the way it curves there. But another way of doing it too is seeing the circle part of the head. I always draw a circle for the head, and you can actually jump ahead of what I'm doing. You don't have to follow, or you can draw it twice. Like here, this, I would say this is the head. They actually have it. This is stretched out. It's really a comic. But this here, it gives us our solid circle to start with, and then to work from. And then you can see this angle that way, and then this angle this way. And then the eyes, you see the top of the eyes that way, and then the bottom that way. Notice how this is bigger and this is smaller. This one's bigger and then that one's smaller. It goes to a vanishing point that's probably somewhere way up there, way over here. Yeah. Then the mouth in there, and this could probably even be another shape kind of coming in like that, right in there. All right, can't wait to do that one. Here we go. Yeah, look at that angle there for that hair. Then it comes in, curves, these angles there. That angle there. Even some of these lines, you can imagine them just continuing, just continuing that angle. Look at that. All right, let's pop that in there and let's draw this one. I'll probably draw this faster than the Raven, but we lost some of you. We lost somebody in London. 4 a.m. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, when you love drawing, when you feel like, oh my gosh, taking on these challenges is like, ah. All right, here we go. Let's put this to everybody, not just one person. All right, here we go. Let's post it. All right, we got the hardcore heroes down to what are we down to? Down to 10. That includes me, the 9. I'm number 9. Number 9. All right, here we go. We're gonna circle for the head. Start off with that circle. That's solid. Everybody should know what a circle is. That's what we know. That's what we know. So it's that circle. And then we've got that angle for the that hat out this way. The angle for the hat out this way. That's gonna fit there. And then we've got the cheeks. This cheek right here come out that much, and this angle right about.
Eladio, your screen is too small.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There we go. All right, here we go. Let me zoom in too, make it a little bigger. Yeah, so I start off with my circle, and then I got this angle for the hat. It's notice the angle. This is vertical. This is you know, it's not a 45. It's pretty low. This is probably closer to a 45. This angle here is closer to a 45, and this is where AI would help. Like, hey, your angles. And then there's that circle for the head. Ooh. And let me see. Oh, I gotta download it. There it is. And then I can see that I'm trying not to lose the forehead because the hair does stick up above that circle that much. See our circle? That looks like an ice cream that's kind of down that way. But the hair kind of comes up and that forehead kind of goes in there. There's that space for that forehead, and then here's that cheek, and then here's the chin, and that the head right in there. This space in here, this shape in here is what I'm trying to capture with the angles. That angle, and then the curves are really easy just to put in. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to see that if I need to make it wider, I can bring this down. you kind of have to see the shape. I think I have to, yeah, bring it down a little bit. I just brought it down this much. And in plastic surgery, that makes a difference. So if your proportions are off a little bit, that's okay. Your ratios are off, that's okay. It takes practice to see it, because I'm seeing this shape as one big shape. And then now I can actually start shaving it up and trying to get that that shape of that head in there, that cheek. I really have that as a good feel of this. She's got a big cheekbone right in there. Now I'm gonna do the eyes. The eyes, I know there's one that's gonna be right in here, and the other eye that's gonna be right in here, and it's bigger. See, I can actually even do the guidelines where it goes back into space. And that eyebrows as well. There's gonna be an eyebrow up in here, the other eye. Then I'm just blocking it in. I'm just gonna say it's right about in there. It's right about in there. The nose is right about there. The mouth is gonna be all in here. See, I'm just even almost drawing it as an oval, but I know it's not an oval. The eyebrows coming down at an angle. Down at an angle. This side's bigger. This side's smaller because it's away from us. And then her forehead comes up in here onto that circle. She got a big, well, not a big forehead, but it comes up, probably up a little bit more than what I have. And now as I start adding these shapes, I start seeing this as one more shape. I start seeing, oh, this is another shape. All this is one big shape now here as this one big shape. As I added to it, I see this is one big shape. And I'm looking back and forth to make sure that it's pretty good. Then in here, this hair, part of that hair. Ooh, all ballpoint pen tonight. We're going retro, like we started when we first started, all just ballpoint pen. All right, so from here, from this circle with that head, does come out a little bit at an angle that way, actually. A little bit of an angle that way. It's not straight up and down. It comes out to the left slightly. And then it goes in. And I'm looking at this shape, these angles that I kind of put in really do help. See that and that space, that shape in here, that shape. And then there's that curl that kind of goes in here. That curl. See, because there's this big shape there. See those shapes, and then this curl that goes right in there. And I can already see it kind of like coming in. I can see it in there. I'm looking back and forth, checking my shapes, checking everything, how it all fits. And she's got some hands in there too. This was uploaded by probably Ellen. Ellen upload this one. Let's see, this is uploaded by Ellen. Thank you, Ellen. Again, in our thoughts. All right, so here I can see the head, and if I need to make adjustments, I still can. I can still go in there and make adjustments. Especially if you draw lightly and make those adjustments. I'm going to go ahead and add the neck. The neck kind of comes out here. I'll probably bring this back, actually even a little more. The ear should probably be right about in there. What I really like is her eyes. Her eyes actually, there's a spiral. It's a spiral eye, which is really so cool. Really gives her that wicked look. Not wicked, but bewitched. Very clever. It's like a Disney character for a Little Mermaid. All right, I got this angle coming in here. I should see all these other angles first. Let me zoom out and see how much I can fit of the whole body. We got that. We got this other angle here. We got this other angle here, that arm at that angle. And then we've got that, the torso. Then we got the waist down here. The waist is a little more forward. The waist is a little more forward in here. So just getting those angles right in there, down here. And that hand is almost straight across right in here. And she's got that cape. So cool. I need to bring that arm up. I can bring it up a little bit. Right there. I feel like that's the angles. And the hand is going to be right in there. Then here we go. And then here's the tip of that hat. That's it. Hey, there's my baby. Yeah, we were talking about I dream a genie, and it says, "Hey, I dream a genie." All right, all right. There we go. So there's that. Yeah, we're at the hard drawings now. We're at hard drawings. It is just a little past 9 o'clock. We had somebody from London here earlier. It's actually pretty wild. Somebody from London. London's calling. I can see that the hair, I'm looking back and forth. I can see that the hair needs a little more hair. I'm going to push this hair out a little bit more. Now that I got a fresh eye view, I can see that this hair, a little space, needs to be pushed out a little bit more, but it's still the same angle. See, now that gives it a little bit more fullness because I was looking at this space there, and I'm still kind of looking back and forth and seeing how is it the same, how is it different, and making and fixing those little things. All right, I like where the eyes are. I like where everything's at. Let's do the eyes because that's the hardest part. Everything else looks pretty good. The body, everything kind of looks where it should go. Let's do the face. Let's do the hard part. All right, so I've got the tops, the bottoms, and the placement with that. I'm going to start off with this eye. This eye is the eye that's closest to us. It's a bigger eye. There's the eyelid is dark, and then it comes up and over and down. You see how I kind of like blocked it in? It kind of goes in like that. There's that. It's a thickness, this thickness of this eyelash, the angle of it. This definitely, if you're having trouble, this is not an easy drawing. That's why I saved it for kind of last, because if you haven't drawn faces before, yeah, this is the spacing and the proportions. You got to learn that first, or practice that, or do the best you can. Sometimes you take on a challenge as a warrior, and hey, you learn a lot actually by failing, or messing up. And the thing is, will you keep going or will you stop? Or that's the thing. I break things down, but sometimes you gotta bite off a little bit more than you can chew. I know that I know the eye is going to be in here, right in there. So, but it goes into a spiral, starts inside, then it comes out, and then spirals onto that. Oops, I think I lost the spiral a little bit. Accident. That's okay. Yeah, I lost the spiral a little bit. It's okay. No need crying over spilt milk. Yeah, I did lose it a little bit. That's okay. She's got some eyelashes going on right in here. And I think I need to move this hair back a little bit. I definitely need some white out right there. We're going down in flames here, making little mistakes. It's okay. It's all good. There it is. I added the little eyelashes right there. There's a little bit of eyelashes at the tip, hidden the shape of the eye, which I'm not going over, but this curl should be a little bit further in. And that little mistake right there looks like it's part of the eyelashes. People who look at it won't really know. And like here, this hair going back there. Nobody's gonna really know, especially if I can like shade it in, even though she's blonde. There, but I'm happy with that eye. I'm happy with that eye. Let's get that eyebrow. It goes from here up and then down, and it's those two angles. There's that curve, and it goes thicker. It goes thicker on this side. I'm watching the spacing in here too. That white shape of that eye. I'm watching that white shape, and then here's that eyebrow. It's thicker on the side. Yeah, when you're first drawing too, it's hard to see the thickness of line, how thick that line should be. Yeah. All right, that's good. Now I've got my placement of my other eye, and I know it all lines up. It has to line up. See, I already did my lines, my guides. And then this eye up in here, the eyelashes. I'm gonna continue with these big thick eyelashes, because then I can adjust if I make a mistake there. Okay, I need to go a little more this way. I can make adjustments. So that's a good way to start, because it's such a thick line. I can say, okay, it needs to be a little more this way, a little more that way. And so I'm just like adding clay and a little bit of an eyelash. I'm actually exaggerating the eyelash, pushing it out a little bit more than it is in the picture. And there we go, just like that. There's the top of the eye. And then there's the nose. It goes thin, and then it goes thick. And the bottom part is thick. And all it is this almost triangular nose. And then we've got the little spiral too for the pupil on this other side too, but it's a lot smaller and it's not as noticeable. There we go. And it lines up. I have my guides in there, so that actually really helps get with my placement of my eyes. Because if not, your eyes might be in the wrong place and it might look wrong, and it's upsetting. Faces are the hardest thing to draw. So we look at them all day. When you were first born, you open your eyes and who do you see? Mom, dad, doctor. People, their eyes and faces. And all right, there's my other eyebrow. Oh, messed it up a little bit. That's okay. Her forehead, I'm going to bring it up a little bit more. Forehead. Don't bring it up too much. It'll be a 5 head. Just keep it at 4. All right. Corny jokes. All right, here we go. Here's the corner of the mouth. I can see the corner of the mouth right about in there, and I can see the other corner of the mouth over here, right up there. See that these are the corners of the mouth, and then right in here, there's the tip that kind of comes in. It's right below the nose, and because it's like a 3/4 view, this side is a lot longer. See, and it curves. But once I have my points, I can see where it's gonna go. Where it's gonna go. Hey, honey bunny. And then we got there we go. We got the mouth and the lips. And that's, yeah, you gotta practice that. You gotta practice drawing mouths. And then here, I'm gonna actually thicken that up. I'm gonna thicken up this lip because it is colored and there's a thickness to it, like that, and then like that. So this is all the lipstick. There we go. And then the bottom part of the mouth. This comes down. This comes down. Right in there. I like it. Gonna vamp you. Right, here we go. And then there's a thickness to that lip. And then it goes up. All right. Getting there, getting there. I think that's looking pretty good. If you need to adjust, make this closer or a little further apart, you can. I'm looking at this spacing in here. She's got quite a cheekbone right in here. If you need to reshape it, you know, add a little more thickness to it, bring it in. Use the chin, bring it out. Here, I'm going to bring my chin up maybe a little bit. Trying to get that shape that. And you do have some leeway because these lines are pretty thick. So that actually, you can actually make these adjustments. Making it thicker, fixing it, looking back and forth, really trying to get that face and that shape in there. That's looking pretty good. And then this thickness of the line right back in here is pretty thick. Notice that thickness of that line, thickening it up. Yep, that's looking pretty good. Faithful myself. Get that hair in there. Oops, that hair. See, I brought it up slightly. I'm making all these micro adjustments as I'm working. I'm looking back and forth, making the adjustments. Not like I'm making mistakes. I'm fixing it all the time. There we go. The hat comes. I see. Now I'm happy with this hair. I'm going in here. I'm happy with it. And then just building upon it. This now I think should come out a little bit more. So, seeing how it all fits like a little puzzle. I can even shade that. See, fix my mistakes. That's what's great about drawing, is that, you know, really learn about problem solving. Say, oh, here's a problem, and then, oh, here's a problem, then you can give up, or you can try to solve the problems. Oh, I did this too small, how can I fix this? Oh, I did that, oh, how can I fix it? And it's really good for problem solving. It's really good for like, oh, this is too small, it's too big. You got to make those judgments and take action to fix those things. Like, say, okay, I can see my spacing. I can see how this shape looks good here. I mean, it's coming along. I think it looks pretty good. And then if you can't fix it, that's okay. Just let it go. You've got to learn how to accept it and just let it go. There's always another battle. There's always another, you know, you get attached. It's like, okay, next time. There's always a next time. You got to give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace. That's a new word I've been learning about grace and forgiveness and yeah, going with the flow. We're going with the flow here. All right, it's coming along. Let's just finish up this hat. The hat's not too tough. There's a little bit of a roundness because it is a cone, and one of the basic forms. One of the 5 basic forms. Really get it to fit like it's fitting on this hat. Yeah, that's the thing, you know, we sometimes we're too hard on ourselves. Like, oh, it didn't come out. Got to learn how to forgive. Got to learn how to, okay, it's all good. It's all practice. It's all just a sketch. It's just a sketch. Doesn't have to be perfect. What can you learn from it? That's the thing. You either win or learn. And if you look at it, okay, I'm having trouble with proportions. I'm having trouble with ratios. This is a more advanced drawing. So it's definitely understanding the proportions of a face would help. But yeah, this is definitely not your beginner's drawing. We're not in Kansas. And I can actually shade this. It doesn't have it, but I can shade this and make it look rounded just by putting a little bit of a shadow on one side. Bam, giving it a little more form. Bring that hat, make it a little bit thicker for myself. Yeah. Oh yeah, I always wanted to draw this. This is one of those I never got to draw this. We couldn't pause. We didn't have VHS to pause it and draw it. Or even the I Dream of Genie 1, 2. I love the cartoons. It's like, oh, that's so cool. All right, there we go. I think that's the head. See, not my mistake in there. It's becoming part of my shading. All right, that's it. Looking good. Look at that. It's coming along. Now I just got the body in there. I'm looking at my negative space, a little triangle. It does come out a little bit more. I'm looking at it. So I can make these adjustments, looking back and forth. Looking at these negative space. See, this triangle in the middle helps me draw this. This triangle in the middle, this blue one right in here, helps me as well. That triangle in there. Then the head. Seeing the negative space. The arm up here. That angle, still that angle. Arm. There's the hip, the hand. Hip, hop, the hip, the hip, the hip, hip. The hop, the don't stop. Rocking. Bang, bang, the boogie. Up, jump the boogie. To the rhythm of the boogie to beat. There we go. Look at that. It's coming along.
That's Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah. Yep. Sugar Hill. All right, here we go. All right, so this side's wider than this side, and this side has a little bit of a line. This will help. Right in there, thin that out. Oh yeah, and then the shoulder. Ooh, yeah, that shoulder. I need to bring this down a little bit more. And that shoulder, there's some space right in here. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's the torso. This torso. And then there's a little bit of curve. Gosh, this artist really studied. There's a little bit of yeah, this artist really studied anatomy. That little bit of curve, and then it bumps out right at that elbow. And then it also, there's a slight taper. It does get a little bit wider as it comes up. I mean, if you really notice it, right where the arm goes at the top, it's a little bit thicker, and as it comes down, it's a little bit thinner, but it's oh so slight. It's very slight. Very slight. Almost imperceivable. Then you've got this angle here, the top, and then the bottom, definitely there's a taper. It does come almost like that. Desilu Productions. Yeah. They really had a big old studio going with the Desilu Productions. I don't know if this was one of the Desilu Productions, but they did a lot of stuff. That Desilu was a groundbreaker with 3 cameras. I think it was 3 cameras. He shot with 3 cameras. His setup is still used today in a lot of the sitcoms.
Also diversity. You know, Lucille Ball insisted on diversity on the cast of all the programs that
Oh,
she
yeah.
produced. Mission Impossible, Star Trek.
Wow.
Yeah, she insisted, and they told her not to, so she said, I'm producing it with my own money. And of
Yeah.
course, she was brilliant.
She was. Yeah. Yep. All right, so the hand gets smaller up in here. Yeah, she's quite amazing. Quite amazing what she did. Her and Desi really had studios going, and I don't know who they sold them to at the end, but yeah, there's quite a few biographies that kind of went out, or documentaries, or biopics that came out. All right, so this hand, there's the palm, and then the fingers kind of come out right in here. See, it's almost really abstract. You've got a thumb back in here. There's a lot to these hands. I'm just drawing them without breaking them down. So yeah, practice drawing hands, practice drawing hands. I'm just doing it. I'm seeing it where it goes and kind of just drawing it. I'm not breaking it down for anybody right now. We'll be here all night. But yeah, that's the thing. Can't draw hands until you practice. That's right. You can't until you practice. Got to build your drawing skills and build your confidence. You build it. Something you build. It's something you do. So I can draw that. I've drawn that before. You just build your confidence. It's like, oh, I can do that. Oh, maybe I can't do that. Maybe I'm having trouble. Then you struggle until you get it, and they're like, oh, okay, I get it. All right. I know. You have an awareness of what you can't do without while taking big biting off a little more than you can chew sometimes. Like, but then you learn, like, okay, You don't learn that, I can't do that, but you learn like, okay, well, I need to focus on this. I need to practice that. It'll teach you. Life will teach you. Sometimes we don't want to learn though. We don't want to learn our lessons. And we keep making the same mistakes. We keep making the same mistakes. We don't look at the negative space. You got to look at the negative space, the positive space, the flow of line, the proportions. And then do what you like. I mean, this is one drawing that I wanted to do for a long time. I remember wanting to draw this as a kid. Same with the I Dream of Genie. I Dream of Genie. Because the cartoons are like so cool. Yeah, there we go. Let's finish this. I got that hand in there. Yeah, very cool. Let's see. Let's get this other arm, and then we're done. We're done. We got a quick still life. The still life is actually going to probably be easier, and then landscape. And then maybe if people are still around. Maybe a portrait. I don't know. I know we have those portraits. We have a lot of drawings. We got one more week and then we got a break. We got a 2-week break from Sketchbook Heroes. We might be moving to Wednesdays next year. I don't know, sometime in December. I don't know. We'll have to see. See where we're at. See what the schedules are looking like. Let me sketch all this shaded in.
Eladio, will the Wednesdays be once a month or every Wednesday, or what were you thinking?
I'm thinking of maybe a couple of Wednesdays. I'm going to cut it down because I really need to edit these videos. I really need to work on the videos and really work on that end of it a little bit more. So I really need to work on getting those videos out and going and building that. And then yeah, then we'll see. We'll see, because I've been wanting to do that, but I just haven't been able to. Get that going, because there's a lot to it. But I'm getting it. I've got my thumbnail pretty much for it. I've got my scripts going, and then yeah, and then we'll see where we go from there. Yeah, because the videos there. Another thing too I want to do is go YouTube live. Probably try to get that YouTube live going. Oh, that's it, I think. I don't see anything else. Let me zoom out. I don't know if you want me to zoom in on the hands or anything. I really didn't talk about the hands. I just kind of did it. Just kind of did the fingers. There's the palm. There's the fingers. There's a little bit of curves to them, little tapers. And there it is. Ta-da! Over there, my name's right there. All right. That's next one. Oh, there's a mosquito in here. I think it bit me twice already. Here we go. Let's do the next one. All right, these are going to go a little faster. I think this has a lot of detail, but you can see the form in there. You can see the form. Plus, we're down to our 5 + 1 + 2. Actually, it says 9. So okay, let's any questions, put them in the chat. If you have any suggestions or it's always good to ask questions. Be curious. Say, how did you do that? What did you do this? Why did you do that? Try to keep a process, big to small. Let's see. Speaking of big, let's go to annotate this and see these big shapes. I see this big circle right in there. Look at that. That's it right there. And then everything else just falls into there. Now, see, this outside is a little bit, and then on the inside it cuts in. And you can see that right in there, how it's added on. Now, the biggest thing is getting the proportions, the scale. One thing to do is to look at the top and then look at this, and then look at this, and then look at this. This really helps. See this shape right here, this outline really helps get the size of this like chicken stick that's stuck on here. Looks like a drumstick right on there. And then same thing with here, seeing how it connects here, right here. So here's probably the middle of that circle. I would probably say that's the middle. And then seeing how this kind of like attaches itself. Probably a little more at that angle. And then it curves. And probably I would say this angle. And then this angle there. See that? I can even break this down into shapes. Almost like that. Oh, this last one probably, yeah, probably right in there. Yeah, there we go. That probably becomes something like that shape. And then you've got these curves. And that's it for that one. This has, again, it has a lot of detail. I mean, all that can be done too, but we're just sketching. We're just sketching. I mean, I could do this in watercolors and get all this detail. That's more advanced. We would have to probably even just spend the whole time just doing this one. All right. Let's do the next drawing. Have we been using pen all night? Yes. Wow, we've been using pen all night. Boom, boom, something in the chat.
But you can't really use pen with this one. You have to use pencil. I
can
mean,
use,
that's
I can use pen. This is pen. This is pen. I mean, all this is pen. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I didn't save it. I'm gonna put it in the chat, but it does. It's not gonna have the little guides that I just did. But those the guides will be up in YouTube tomorrow. Oh, let me see. I'm having trouble here. Oh, escape. There we go. Send it to everybody. Yeah, there it is. That's the picture. Yeah, I kind of lost the guides, but I remember. Yeah, this is all pen. I mean, doing a pencil does help a little bit, but you know, sometimes you got to take on the challenge. Yeah, if you were to go through my course, I would love it if somebody just did the course in pen first and then in pencil, you know, but you would go through the whole course. All right, so here we go. I'm going to draw a circle in pen. There it is. Right there, and I know that the top is a little bit smaller. The bottom is the rounded part. Then we've got that chicken bone. It's kind of like right in there. I can see how big it is and how it attaches itself, or actually probably just even that oval first, and then that little part at the top. And I can see how it's connected to the top. See, that's that oval part right there. Oh, message couldn't be sent. Oh, something happened. Let me retry that. There it goes. There it is. So there's my circle. There's my spout. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle. Here's my spout. Now I'm doing this oval shape. See, I'm adding to it, making it just the right size. That oval shape. I start out small. It had to be a little bit bigger, but I did that oval shape. That oval shape of that top, and then here the inside is rounded a little more. And then there's a little the spigot or that little cylinder up on top. Another oval at the top, another ellipse. And it's symmetrical too, so if you want to draw your lines of symmetry to help you, and then here another line of symmetry in the middle, because that's where the jug kind of goes to. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of little nuances. This angle here, this curve. Yeah, really nice to paint this in watercolor. There's a little bit of overlapping with the a little bit of overlapping with that slice of orange. I think it's a slice of orange. I don't know, what is that? Maybe. I don't know.
I think it's lemon.
Lemon. Lemonade. There we go. Here's another oval. This is another oval in here. This oval, see? And this is why you got to practice drawing your ovals, practice drawing circles. I mean, just as a practice, because then you can look at how that oval control. And then that other lemon that's in here, there's a big lemon in here. I'm sketching it in right about in there and inside circle one, but you don't see the front part. You just see this part. And then all kinds of leaves and stuff right in there. Probably bigger. I can get this circle a little bigger. I'm trying to see how it fits. See, I just fixed it. I was off that much right in there. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. All right, I'm kind of blocked everything in. I've kind of blocked everything, or kind of all kind of goes. I'm gonna go ahead and start from the top, and then just work my way down, because everything's blocked out. It's just the detail and how all these forms and shapes kind of fit. I really didn't. And this is form. This is definitely form. This is the next level beyond shape. There's a lot of art teachers and they say, oh, it's shape, this is shape, but this is form. There's a difference between form and shape. Form is three-dimensional. Here's a cylinder, right? This echoes that top part. This echoes that top part right here, this part. And who did this drawing? I don't know. Demi uploaded it, but I don't know who did this.
No, I don't know. I just took it from it.
Mm.
I was looking for teapots. I
Ah.
wanted to do a watercolor, and then I said to myself, well, it's too hard anyway to draw a period.
But if you see the forms, I mean, you can see I just did a cylinder right at the top, right there. That's a cylinder. And then with the shading, I'm already kind of doing the shading. There's light coming in from that side. The light's coming here. It's there a little bit on the top. It's actually a rounded top. And then it goes onto like a sphere, a ball that's right in here. And it goes inside. See that oval that I have right there? This is that sphere. And then here's the part of that. And I can do this because I've drawn this before. Lots of times I've done this a few times. Well, yeah, quite a bit. And it's second nature. Yeah, but if it's your first time, it'll be hard. And it's a little bit darker right in here. On this side, this would probably be the core shadow as it comes down here. And I'm already just shading it as I'm doing it. See, and there's lighter, it's lighter on that other side. Because it's rounded. There's light on this side. This is the light side. So it looks like there's a little bit of shadow from that cylinder up there. And then there's textures and there's all kinds of stuff happening. It's all kinds of like little, how would I call it? Juice. Yeah, somebody called it juice, actually. It's like the juice. It's these little, wow, you know, all these textures and all the icing on the cake, I call it. All the icing. You can spend time doing all that, but if you can't draw it, you can't get it in there. All right, now, so here's this oval shape kind of wraps around here. See, it wraps around. So this part is still part of the oval here. See, and here it comes up and then wraps around that part right here. See, this part's the sphere. And then this part is that oval, the top part of that jar. Right in there. And then there's the thickness. I can bring that up now, up a little bit more. And then bring it around. This is the last part. And bring it around. Bring it around. And up here as well, because it goes behind. And it should line up back in there. Be consistent. Yeah, as soon as my videos are up, then we can actually say, hey, let's do this as a painting. Let's take time with this. Because then I'd know where people are at. I'm like, okay, all the beginning stuff is there. I can spend more time on just, I don't know where people are at. What's your level? Yeah, because if you're doing things that are too hard, then it becomes, it's too hard. You can get, and if it's too easy, you can get bored. You got to find your spot. It's called your zone of proximal development. The zone, you got to be in that zone. All right, so I'm bringing that top down. See this, bringing it in on both sides, and then just echoing that as this is kind of like a cylinder shape right on top of that. And then there's all kinds of reflections and refractions and stuff. But basically it should be darker because this is a whole other plane. It's another level. You can see the lights and the darks. That's where it's fun. You're like looking and observing and recording, and then seeing things, changing that, bring that in. You can see that. Bring it up. Well, lemon slice, and as it changes, as it hits the water right here, all the little details of the slices. There's 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I know. I make it look like nothing, and that's just experience. It really, really is. And everybody wants to, they don't know the time, the effort that it takes. I break things down, but if I'm going too slow, you kind of almost have to find your stride. Practice drawing at your speed, because nobody can knows how long it took you to do a drawing. I mean, this drawing could have taken you all night, and you can say, okay, but the more you practice it, your speed kind of does go up. You go faster. And then finding the right tools, what you want, and then you get what you want. This part right here, I didn't do it. I didn't show it. The chicken leg spout. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my spout, and it's there's a little shape in there, almost like an oval. I'm putting it like an oval. It actually comes to a point, opens up a little bit more back here. Practice drawing the shapes, seeing the edges. Comes down here. Another little bit of an oval right in here with that liquid, whatever it's in there, lemonade or iced tea. I don't know, it could be iced tea, lemon iced tea. Or there was a Madagascar where sweet honey iced tea, but he yells that out, but he instead of the acronym or the abbreviation, not abbreviation, the letters for that, sweet honey iced tea. Oh, sweet honey, SHIT. It's sweet honey iced tea.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Yeah, in Madagascar, he yells that out, sweet honey iced tea.
I have to remember that. That's gonna be my next my swear word, because I do
Yeah.
like honey and I love tea. So
Oh, yes. Sweet honey iced tea. Oh, sweet honey iced tea. Another one I was thinking of using is mulch. Oh, mulch. Mulch. That's an interesting word, mulch. Mulch. Yeah, I see the line. I'm putting it in out of camera view. And I'm seeing the negative space. Probably needs a little more. It could have been a little bit bigger. But I like the feel of it. I like the way it. See, I'm just going dark around it now. That's the outline of the whole shape, and then it's got a thickness to it. And this thickness that's on this side, and this is in shadow right in there. And then yeah, just and then getting the lights and the darks and all that stuff, that's a little more advanced. Yeah, we can probably even do this in watercolors and stuff like that, depending on where we're at next year. Yeah, it would be good to get a watercolor set. I like watercolors a lot too, and I have some watercolor sets. All right, yeah, shadows, and let me see what else can I get in here. So I'm kind of like feel like I'm running out of girls.
oh, it really looks like there's liquid in there. This is so cool. Okay.
Yeah. It's that oval in there, that other oval. And what I'm doing is I'm getting the lights and the darks. I'm looking at the values and seeing the shapes and stuff. And actually, yeah, that shape, that oval shape is in there, but you don't see it in here. This is overlapping. This is stops right in there. You can probably go from dark and then lighten it up as it comes out this way. And same thing on this side, probably darken this up a little bit. Contrast, contrast. And then the shadow. And then yeah, there's the little leaves and all this other, all this little detail. I mean, just you can just sketch it if you just. There we go. That's it. That's good enough. I think I can probably go more, but that's not too bad. Yeah, because it's darker right here, and then it's lighter, and then. But all that's just the icing and observing. You just gotta observe and see and see what you're gonna record. And with watercolors too, it's just like, okay, more water, more this, more that. Or do this and then the steps and layers and all that stuff. All ballpoint pen tonight. All right, I think one more drawing. We'll call it a night. It's 9:40. We'll call it. Whoa, we're down to 6 people. All right, let's do one last one. Oh, we got a couple out here. There's Anne Francois here still. I think she's uploaded these. Oh, this is Alan.
I'm here.
Yeah, because you added these. These are really, really complex. I can break this down a little bit, but yeah, I'm running out of battery. You can probably upload one. Oops, I'm not highlighting it. Sorry. I'm not showing you. You cannot you cannot move a video while people are spotlighted. Oh, what? Okay. Whatever that means. Oh, there it is. That's what I'm trying to do. Here we go. Yeah, that. So yeah, we're gonna do that one. But oh yeah, I was gonna why don't I do this? I was going to annotate it. Yeah, because when you're drawing these figures, I look at this shoulders from shoulder to shoulder, and then the torso, and then you can see the like actually even almost like a stick figure, and then the torso in here, and the torso, the pelvis in here as well, the arms, and then this the head. The head has a slight tilt. Yeah, there's a slight tilt if you put it right in there. You can see that tilt. And it's seeing these tilts. Like comes out and goes back. Yeah, pelvis in here. Yeah, well, we're gonna skip that one though. Today, I think we're just gonna this one. We can do this one. This is on the simple side. There we go. I'll break it into fourths, and this would be interesting to do with watercolors. Huh. Oh, no, I'm running out of time.
No, this is a watercolor one. I don't think this is a drawing one.
No, yeah, this is a watercolor, but we can draw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can draw it. I was gonna bring out my watercolors right now because this looks like it's fun to draw, fun to paint. But yeah, we're out of time. Getting close to 10. So you can see here, this is half and there's half right there. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it at night though. I'll just do this really quick and see I did it in the fourths. You can see how it all kind of goes in there. I'll put it in the chat and I'll do this really quick. I wish I could be here all day, drawing and shading and coloring. And we got people that are out. Let me see here. There we go. All right, let's do this. Let's do this one. This will be real quick. Yeah, we don't have to worry too much about the details. And it's just where everything kind of goes. And it's good to see the big shapes. It's good to see the big shapes. See, I'm breaking this into fourths. And then I didn't really do the shapes, but I can see that this big old ridge, it's a little bit lower than my middle. This whole bank, there we go. This bank. It goes in there like that. And this is like an oval in here. This is part of a bottom of the oval. That's what that's kind of shape is right here. As it comes around, just like that other. Then we got some grass and stuff in here. And then this comes down. This space in here, that bank. Got some shrubs right in there. Yeah, I think this would be fun to paint, but it's not the time. We got a whole bunch of trees right in here, so you can see this big old shape of it. I'm not worried about the inside. I'm just seeing the extent of it, one side to the other side. And then I've got this whole other, almost even another big tree right in here. See this shape and that shape. And then this other shape of this other tree over here. There's a red one, and then another small one back here, the green one. Oops, maybe a little higher. There's houses right in here. And then there's a hill right in here. And there's this angle. The houses are right in here. Yeah, I can see this house. This house would be right about there. With the windows. And then the rooftop. All just angles. I can see the placement of it. And then probably another roof. The angle. There, I'm gonna zoom in so you can see what I just did. Just really quick too. I mean, it's like, yeah, once you have that experience, you can do stuff pretty quickly. Almost want to get my watercolors up. Yeah, because I actually can do this faster with painting. Or just, yeah. But it's not about that. Here's this angle here, this branch coming up here. Broken up into there. You see, I see this big shape. Now I can break those big shapes into smaller shapes now. And then break those shapes into smaller shapes. Just almost even scribble it. And this whole branch there. So the branch up in here. Branch there. And then we got that shaded all this in here. That tree up here, some branches, trunks, space. There's a hill back here. Try to capture the hill a little bit and shade it. Just so it stands out, get a little bit of contrast. Right in there, there's that hill. Then it gets lost in front of these trees. Oops. I'm doing the top half. Actually, I'm doing this quadrant right here. Just about done with this quadrant. You see that quick? And I'm just sketching. I'm not getting everything like it. Yeah. Okay, let's get this next quadrant. Right here, we already got one part. This main branch, there's this one, there's this one. This is probably the main one. And I notice how it fits, how it curves in there. How it's curving, how it branches out. But I'm just, this is just a sketch. And if I were to do this lightly, I could probably even paint over it, the watercolors or whatever, more. Behind it, let's get this dark, a bit darker, a little tighter with my shading. Yeah, this will be the last drawing of the night. Go. All right, here we go. And then the branch on this side coming up and over. Get the feel of that shape. Like a snake, almost like the letter S right in here. And then just scribbles for the leaves. All it is, scribbles. Here there's grass and it's darker. So this grass is darker. Wish I had a thicker pen. Like that would help in here. Or even a pencil. But just, you can see this grass mound right in here. It helps define the hill and it helps add that contrast. That's the top of the hill. That's dark. The patterns of light and dark, because it goes light, dark, light, dark. This would probably be a little bit darker. Then you have hills back in here. Gonna hide. You got this grass. See if I can open it up a little bit. There we go. We got shadows, more grass stuff back here. So this hill pops out a little bit. We got down here too. Did that right there. You zoom out, we're almost there, halfway done. Already, yeah. Let's get this yeah, because this water in here goes that way in that pond. There's a reflection. This is water. Getting the feel of water with a pen. Well, this is grass. I'm just gonna scribble it in. See, I'm putting in. Gonna get some shapes. I'm trying to open it up so it's not so. Yeah, because all this would be watercolor would make all this really a lot easier. There's shadows and patterns up in here at the bank. It's a little bit darker right at the bottom. And then there's some darker right here at the bottom. Probably even goes in and then out a little bit right in here. Scribbling it all in. And all this is darker in here, all this shrubbery, charcuterie. And in here. Not too bad. Not too bad for, I don't know how long that took, probably like 5 minutes. All right, thank you for joining us. That's another one in the books. One more to go, and then we've got 2 weeks off, and then November. We're in November, giving thanks. And that's it. Thank you so much. Be well, be safe.
Thank you.
Hi, you're welcome. All right, good night, everybody.